Hey, what's up, Jack Green? Welcome to the stream. You've arrived too early. It's a really good tactic, right? Like, launch the stream before I'm actually ready to hop on and do shit. It's a really good idea. Can't recommend it enough. Hey, yeah, yes, sir. Jack, I actually have another one. I have another one in the works. We have the video footage already. Let's see. Hold on, we got it. Where is it? Where is it? Downloads. Yeah. At some point today, I'm gonna be going over this fucking VOD about like decision making and shit. Okay, well, hold on. Okay, interrupted me, prick. Where we get a nice little thermals game out of it. So, I got accused of cheating in that game. So I was just like, hey, what a good opportunity to talk about like my thought process and everything. What a better time than when I'm being accused of cheating to dissect the game for personal profit. Is there anything nice in here? Dude, I can't actually wait for Season 3 guns. No more H4. I'm gonna be going off meta as fuck with that CZ. I'll be right back. But yeah, Jack, I wish that I could stream on YouTube properly, so the video can go live. Oh yeah, nice man. I wish I could stream on YouTube as well because I think there's like a fuckload of people that watch that video, Jack. It's actually my most successful video on the channel. The only problem is that if I go live on YouTube, the algorithm stops pointing at people that toward that video and starts pointing people to like the live stream, and like a live stream is just inherently not gonna do as well as a video on YouTube. But now all of a sudden there's a bunch of people that are probably like interested like you are to watch a live stream because it's like the most successful video. So it's like, well fuck, do I stream on YouTube? On that channel on YouTube? Or do I just point them to the Twitch? Because I have a side channel that we're actually live on right the fuck now. And it has, you know, a good old 18 subscribers on it. Yeah, so, you know, think you plug into Twitch? I mean, I'm never not going to do Twitch, right? It's not like an either-or situation. It's just like a... Do I do it on the... It's not like a Twitch or YouTube situation, I should say, rather. It's just which YouTube should I stream on. I think that once I get bigger on YouTube, if I get bigger on YouTube, I should probably go live on, I should probably go live on the main channel. Opportunity cost in the videos not being discoverable is crazy. I mean, yeah, TARDIS, like... I have plenty of videos, especially that I made, like, you know, for, like, looking further back. Where like I wasn't aware of that information, I wasn't aware of that tech, and I would just like release a video that I'd go live and be like, damn, this video got like 100 views. Awesome. Like, you know? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, I spent like 3 hours on that, and I got 100 views on it. That fucking sucks. That's not including the time taking the footage, so. Yo, Eric, congrats on the secret doc. Congrats on the secret doc, man. Hell yeah, dude.
Take a look at the...
I hope we get there, Eric. I think that things are looking really good for it, though. I think things are, like, we're on the up and up. I got some good news on a gig in the near future. You know, professionally, things are looking fucking fantastic. Working all kinds of different observing gigs. With streaming, things look really good as well. Like, things are looking really, really good for me, man. I'm really excited. Dude, this is gonna be a vector game. Wait, this is gonna be another vector game. Let's fucking go for it, dude. Let's fucking go for it, dude. We played Season 3 beta yet? No. Is it still available? I don't even know if it's still available. Oh, fuck, that reminds me. I posted an M110 build, and it ended up being fucking broken on accident. So I need to go fix that really quick. Don't actually build this vector, by the way, guys. It's not worth it. I'm just looking to have a good time here. I'm just looking to have a silly time here. But really quick, this is the M110 that I was recommending people use. And it is missing 3 ergo stats. Not 3, it's missing 3. F-R-E-E, free. So I gotta save this. And then I have to update the build code. Yeah, I already applied for it, Jack. I just didn't get in. I think I applied too late, which is fine. I don't really like playing in betas anyway, but it would have been really, really... I'm like a build guy. I love like just tinkering with guns and finding good builds for them and shit like that. It would have been really, really nice tinkering with some of the guns and seeing if I could like get extra builds ready. Speaking of which, by the way, if anybody wants decent gun builds, here the fuck they are. I got a bunch of fucking things in the Discord about like showcasing different types of good gun builds. Some of them better than others, but if I think they're like mid or bad or anything like that, I'm gonna say it. Also, I plan on doing like a fair amount of side shit today. I kind of want to make a... I want to do 2 things today. I want to VOD review the game from earlier. Is that this guy? Yes? Yes, that is this video. I want to VOD review this game, so I'm going to keep that open. And I also want to make a tier list video about all the different guns in the game. Oh god. Oh god, this looks awful. This looks awful. How do I do this? Oh god. Oh god, get me the fuck out of here. I mean, this is the website, isn't it? Do I have to fucking log in or something? What the fuck? I don't want to make a live event. I just want to fucking... How do I just make a tier list? What the fuck? Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Is it this? Hey, what's up, Obgra? I've seen you on other channels, right? Beforehand, can you show me your MK14 build? Sure. Dude, people were in my YouTube comments. They were saying that they saw this exact build in people's games, which is fucking hilarious to me. So, I really like this build, but what I will say is that there's very, very little to customize about the gun. There's basically only 3 choices that you're making, Unicorn. I'll go ahead and share this link to you for your ease of use. So the objectively good things is that you want a triangle grip or better to help your ergo out. On the topic of improving your ergo as well, you also don't want to go with the long barrel. You want to go with the medium barrel, the standard barrel. Because the gun's length and the gun's ergo are the 2 biggest drawbacks to the gun, besides its recoil. And the standard barrel will make you bonk your gun on things less often. The last thing, ergo is what? ADS? Ergo is ADS speed, which is extremely important, TARDIS. The last thing is only use this optic if you really fucking like it. If you like any other scope like the 3.5 or the 1x4, use that instead. This thing actually hurts a lot for ergo specifically. Most scopes will reduce your ergo by like 10 or 11. This thing will reduce your ergo by like 14 or 15. I use it because I like it and I build my guns like with that ergo hit in mind, but it is like objectively suboptimal. It is objectively not as good as other scopes. I just use it because I like it. I'm gonna try to spray at that site. Yeah, I think that it's the best spraying scope because it, like, the 1X is just a red dot, you know. It's one of my favorite red dots. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was looking at the fucking tier list. So okay, how the fuck? Upload files. I mean, I don't really... Oh my god, there's fucking ads everywhere, bro. Huh, 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 huh. I hate this. I hate this so much. Oh, they're everywhere. Oh my god, what? Is this really how I'm gonna do this? Is this really how I'm gonna fucking do this? I don't know. Also, the website's fucking broken. Like, look at that. I can't see anything. Am I gonna have to create images to drag onto these things? Because I don't really want to, like... There's a lot of guns in the game. There's like 40... I don't want to upload 40 images to this website. Am I gonna do that? I don't really want to. I don't really fucking want to. Oh, man. Maybe I'll just make my own tier list. But I don't know, this one's format. I mean... What if I just made my own tier list? Like, on fucking Notepad or something. Or Google Docs. This might not be the play. Is there... Wait, does Google Docs have dark mode? Well, no, I mean, it's not that I can't make it. It's just gonna, like in order to create a thing to put on the tier list, I'm gonna need a picture. Which is just annoying. I guess it's not a fucking big deal. Okay, hold on. Let's fucking get to work then. Hold on. Let's see what this will look like. Control S. AKMTL. Okay, fucking, yeah, da. Choose a file. AKMTL. Wow, it's awful. Wow, it's awful. That's not gonna be super identifiable in some cases. Wait. Square images? What about landscape images? What about portrait images? What about round images? What about no crop? I mean... That's gonna be too big, no? Why not just the name of the gun? Because I'll have to, like, upload an image in that case. Oh, man. I'll have to, like, go into, like, fucking Notepad, type in, like, fucking AKM. Oh, man, this is not appropriate for someone who's a lazy piece of shit. Snip. Save as. AKM text. Choose file. Wow, I did it. Yeah, no, I don't like that. We'll try one more thing here, and this might be what I end up doing. I accidentally just loaded up DaVinci Resolve. That is so sad. AKM both. I mean, that's not bad. It also takes up less space. Maybe we'll just do it like that. Wait, can I not? Oh, I guess I just do it like that. But can I not remove it? Clear images. Clear images. I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate this so much. Is this like guys? Am I being okay? I need to know. Am I being a fucking idiot? Is this like the best way to do this? Because I feel like a moron. I currently feel like a moron. Yeah, exactly, Unicorn. Surely there's an easier way. I don't think that there is, though. Yeah, we're using the tier maker website, Catanzara, and I think that I just need to... I think I just need to snip all of these guys just like this. Control S. I accidentally just put a marker on it. Control Z, Control S. M4, both. There is a link with all guns already. Where? Arena Breakout. Oh my god. Oh my god, you're incredible. Oh my god, you're the best. Wait, can I change it though? It's double adding me though. Oh, I'm not. Okay, now I am being an idiot, unfortunately. All right. Go to remix the list. Is that like what I hit here? And then I can fuck around. Yo, we can actually just do the fucking thing. Yo, Catanzara, thank you. And you subbed as well, dude. You're the fucking best. Thank you. I don't think we're gonna do this yet because I want to talk about like the tier list in the game as well as my thoughts on the meta as a whole, like beyond that. Clear row images. Okay, so we're just gonna clear all the images. Fuck yeah, dude. Thank you. I think that everything's here too because I saw the MK. Are all the dumb SMGs here too? I think I'm gonna add a new. Whoops. Can I? Okay, add a row above. OP. Oh, the colors are all kind of like the same. Oh, no, I'm just blind, huh? No, I'm not blind, actually. The colors are a little samey. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Catanzara. Thank you for checking, Catanzara. Yeah, this is gonna be a really interesting video when I do this, though. I think. Is there a way to like embiggen it? No, that'll just make the ads bigger. That's so sad. I knew I shouldn't have uninstalled the ad blocker. I knew I shouldn't have. All right. Well, I don't think we're gonna do this now. But I want to do that and a VOD review today of my previous raid. And in the meantime, I suppose we're fucking around. I saw the MK there, Catanzara, so I think that we're good there. I'm pretty sure that we're good there. The MK is here, and I think that's the newest gun. Oh, is the G3 here? I mean, the G3 would, like, just make D tier anyway, right? But... the G3 is not there. We don't have it. We are missing the G3. Which I actually... I would like the G3 to be on the list. Yeah, it's not here. No, it is right. No, it's a foul. I would like the G3 to be here because even though it's like a dog shit gun, it is an interesting thing to talk about. I think we have everything except for G3. Was there any other guns that were introduced with the G3? Also missing the 9x19. Yeah, the PCC-9. Yeah, the 9x19 assault rifle. Yeah. What if I just can't find my way back home? The SIG as well. Damn, I could just add my own images there for that. And just with my scuffed form. Actually, how'd they get the symbols for these guns anyway? Like, surely they exist somewhere within the game that they just took screenshots of, right? Yeah, it's from here, right? Or... no. Where did they get these images? Maybe from the contacts? Okay, who trades the G3? Yeah, it's these images. It's these images. We're just gonna find the G3, take a snip of that, and then put it in there. And then do the same thing for all the new guns.
Need any equipment?
So we're looking for the G3, the SIG, and the PCC9.
If you've got something
They're on the wiki? I mean... Oh, okay. I was gonna say I didn't have the link, but here you are. Okay. I don't know why I'm just, like, obsessed with doing this myself. Like, no, I'll find the images. They'll just look like shit. It's fine. It's just objectively incorrect. It's fine. I'm just a dumbass. It's okay. Is there no contact that sells the MK? I'm not actually sure. G3 S tier, what do you mean? Oh, you poor, poor bastard, Salsa. That's why I'm doing this, so that I can help you. That's why I'm doing this. Oh, is the AUG here? I don't know if the AUG's gonna be on the list. Let's actually, yeah, let's save the image. It's not. Okay. So how do I upload images again? There we go. Here we are. I don't think that'll work. Oh, lovely. What guns do I like the most? I'll talk more about that in a sec, Jack. But it's probably tied between the M4 and the MK. The answer has changed a lot over time, though. Where the fuck is the link? Okay. So, SIG. Why are these missing links? These aren't even particularly new. Is it SIG a carbine? It isn't. Where is it? Just not on the... Am I crazy? Am I blind? Am I crazy, blind, or... No, the G3's not here either. Why is only one of the new guns here? Well, damn. I guess we are doing this our own way. Okay, that's fine. I pulled it up and got all the tools ready I need anyway, so that's fine. It's gonna look a little different, but that's okay. Save as. G3. No, this is a SIG, you fucking moron. Okay, where's the G3? Right there. Lovely. I mean, no, Toasted, it's turning out a lot easier than I once thought. Because I thought I was going to have to do this all myself. Having to do this myself for 3 guns and making it actually look decent is totally fine. Totally fucking fine.
Oh, it's you.
Where is the PCC9? That's the only thing we're missing at this point.
Getting into trouble?
Take a look.
Gotta be Randall, right? Unless no one trades for it.
Take a look at the goods I have here. Remember,
There might be no one that trades for it, because, like, why would you even want the fucking thing, right?
you've got
I've heard you've gotten better.
There it is. Yeah, like, the formatting on these is just, like, not consistent, but who gives a fuck, right? It's not going to stand out a ton. So we're done there. Choose files. G3. Choose files. PCC9. Choose files. SIG. Nice! No transparent backgrounds, but I ain't got time for that shit. Oh, and this is going to be for later, I think. I don't know if we're doing this now. What's up, Fred? What's up, Sauce? Oh, man. We're going to have to think about the metrics that we're, like, judging guns on, too. Right? Because there's like a lot of things that make guns good. There's, like, costs, if this is maybe a little bit too big. Effectiveness. And then there's just, like, pure... how good? Like, how good is it? And then I think that, like, how good it is compared to, like, other guns in the same caliber. compared to same caliber, because like an MDR for like an MDR versus like what's an example? Like an MDR versus an ace, for example, right? Like, I think that I might actually put an ace over the MDR because the MDR like is gonna be as expensive as an M4 in a lot of ways. But an ace is going to be cheaper than almost any other 7.62 gun, and it's going to be decent. I would rather use an MDR, but an ace is likely more cost-effective. I mean, they probably should be both in the same tier then. So, okay, we're looking at cost-effectiveness, ammo types, firepower, and recoil. I mean, I think that like that just kind of like boils down to like, so the cost, efficacy, and then relative, like what's the word for like relating it to like other guns in the same caliber? Usefulness compared to guns in same caliber. There's got to be an easier way to say that. There's got to be an easier way to do this. Weeb? Any weebs? I just got fucking flashbanged. Is this what it feels like whenever I go back to my desktop? It's Oni-chan in the fucking background, like, what the fuck? I literally just got flashbanged, dude. Or earbanged, I guess. Oni-chan. Let's get these guys out of here. Sorry for recreating it, that's my bad. I'm only a bit of a weeb, I promise, okay? As I sit here with my anime background and my Expedition 33 hoodie. That's why I have a dark image. Eric, I actually just don't give a fuck, though. In fact, I think it's funny. I think it's funny when you guys get anime flashbanged. If it actually bothered me, I would have changed it a long time ago. I was right! Who is this? Flamingosis is a weeb. Flamingosis, I know what you are, dude. I know what you are. Alright. I mean, should we just do the tier list now, gang? This is gonna take a while. I kinda... Okay, we're gonna wait a little bit longer. I'm gonna do like a scav raid or something. No, we're just gonna do this raid. We're just gonna bring this kid in. But like, once we get some people in... Maybe I should do like a poll. Maybe I should do a poll. Because, there's two things on the docket today. There is my VOD review of the Devil Thermal game. And there is... the weapon tier list, followed by like a broader meta discussion that I want to like get today to like talk about shit. How long can I make a poll last? Duration. Can I just like make the duration like when I end it? No, it's only 10 minutes long. That's annoying. Well, for now we'll just pin this guy. Manually unpinned. Alright, what are we doing here? Dude, you've never seen a build as fucking jank as the shit that I'm making right now. Hold up. You've never seen something this jank before. Your visor's good? Yep. I don't think we're gonna need food and biscuit on this one. Guys, what map am I bringing this loadout into? This is the build. This is the build. Where are we going with it? Why am I kind of thinking Valley? Farm. Oh, definitely not Forbidden. Yeah, this is not going into Forbidden. This is the loadout. Where are we going? I think Armory I'm just gonna get outshot. I think Armory I'm gonna get outshot by like an AEK or something like that. Is there even a right answer? I don't think that there's a right answer for where we're going. Are we gonna see people on Valley? I have not gotten into an empty Valley raid yet. It can be boring, but it's never been blatantly empty. Valley or Farmer Northridge? I can see Northridge. I can see Northridge. Maybe Northridge. Maybe Forbidden Northridge. We just don't go hotel. That could be kind of fun. On Northridge, we're probably going to lean on the M24 a bit. At least with Dead Free whenever you go. Are you west or east, Eric? Lockdown's better in East Chicago. So East lockdown is good from what you're telling me. Louisiana? Okay. Alright, well, let's just bring this shit into fucking Northridge. This is not good. This is not a good idea. Do not try this at home. Do not try this at home. This is gonna be a waste of money. This is a fucking waste of money, dude. But I want to run a Vector. Yes, Earl. That's kind of why I thought it was troll, and then I tried scope spraying with it, and it was actually kind of fun. I think it is, like, blatantly unnecessary compared to just having a red dot, but... At the very least, because it's an SMG, it's gonna have really, really good ergo. So, you know, could do worse. Could do a lot worse. Where the fuck am I? Oh, dude, I do not want this spawn. I don't want to go hotel with this, I don't think. I know the Vector has a high fire rate, but, like... I don't know, man. I'm gonna take camp services, and we'll see what happens after that. I don't really run keys at all, Earl. Do I has keys? That sounded like not a scout for some reason for a sec. I got worried for a sec. Oh, dang, you're fucking holding trigger fast on me, man. What the heck? What the heck? Kind of rude. Oh, we don't actually have any drinks. Wait, this is actually a really nice find, the thermos and the soda. Since we have nothing. Yoink. Yoink. Something to do while we're looting. Who built that gun? Me, of course. Me, of course. My favorite scope on my favorite SMG. Yeah, new meta unlocked, right, Brino? What do you like about Northridge, TJM? I don't play it a lot. It's not really for me, honestly. Dude, finding a secret dock while I was saying that would be, like, pretty fucking funny, not gonna lie. Another thing, I don't think we need 2 thermoses. I would like a biscuit at this point. openness, huge map. You kind of pick what to choose what you want to do. I mean, I get that you get to choose, yeah, but like I feel like I think this is more expensive, right? I just feel like of the things that you get to pick, very few of them actually result in getting to interact with a human. Is my visor up? It would look like I was wearing like a GoPro or something there. Like the most manipulative can be boring. Yeah, and like, you know, I don't really care about, as you no doubt have just seen, I don't really care about like making money by looting drawers and shit. I'd rather just kill people for my money. Guys, I'm using the vector and don't put on radars. Don't put it on radars? Are you telling me not to use the scope and not to use the vector? Oh my god. Are you telling me to use the H4? North to me is the best map. I rush to hotel and fight. Is balanced fight for duo versus squads, squad versus squads. Yeah, I'm just like playing Forbidden with a vector right now. Like, you're right, but I have a vector. And I'm in Forbidden. Leave the cheap guns alone? Bruh, come on. They deserve a little bit of love. What's my take on the AK-12 compared to the M4? I think that they are incredibly similar, Bjornoff. I think that for all intents and purposes, they're, like, extremely similar in power level. It is easy to build a bad M4. You know, like, oh, I'm saving a little bit of money using this handguard, then all of a sudden, like, you're not hitting shots because of it. That's not good. That's bad. Whereas any AK-12 is going to be good. Yeah, exactly. Any, like, AK-12 is good out of the box. My AK-12 build literally does not swap out any attachments. I add things to it, and it's good. Gonna get nerfed, you're gonna be sad. Been using much on lockdown if the 45 doesn't get nuked. The 45? Are you telling me that you're worried about the 45 vector getting nerfed? He's above me on the wooden walkway. There's like one or two guys over here, at least. I think they're above. He's doing surgery. I'm just a scav. I'm just a scav. I'm just a little fucking scav. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'm just a little fucking scav. Oh boy. Do I go for the legs and using 45? No. I use tier 3 ammo, so I aim for the body. I heard someone clump during that. Psychotic, you said something else. Quick question, I'm in a solo mode and wondering how many other players can spawn in so I don't still have lobby set. No idea, good luck. So maybe someone else knows. No idea, good luck. That'll be $5. Oh god. I did not think he'd be down there. Is it a SIG? Like, what is that? Dude, you just jump peek around every corner and you're good. Fuck back here. Fuck back here. Fuck back here. I think we just squad wiped with the Vector, by the way. I think we just squad wiped with the same gun that you can find on a bunch of different scavs. I VOD reviewed your mother. She was fine. Thank you. Thank you for the mom review. I don't know, I'm not sure if I agree, but thank you for the mom review. It's not the same, you got way too many... Nah, it's the same name! It's a Vector, bro! It's a Vector! What do you mean it's not the same? It's Vector 45. This is clearly a Vector. Also, I don't know if I actually used the top of it at all. Yes, this isn't forbidden, TARDIS. Why am I not recording, man? Turn the fucking recording software on. Come on. Oh my goodness. I think we're gonna have to drop this magazine. Or I could just load it up. I think I like that idea better. We're gonna be here for a minute, aren't we? How's life, by the way, Pine? Hope you're doing well. Pinecone is best cone for anybody who's curious. Needs to be a YouTube video, think so? PC over the cane. You're right. Where is the recycling bin? Oh god. Oh my god, what is going on with the meds? Beautiful. Inventory is absolutely beautiful right now. Went to the DMV and can officially drive in the US again. I thought you already could. Congratulations. Definitely good to not have to worry about that shit anymore. Okay, it's definitely correct to, like, bag up or drop the Vector. But something about that just feels so fucking sad to me. Why are these queues so inconsistent? Oh, this guy found something nice. You just fucking know we found something really good. I mean, Northridge Forbidden has never been super insane, TARDIS. Like, you can find juicers. They do exist. But it's definitely not all that you're gonna find in this queue. Like, this queue's just always been weird. I think that's all it is, honestly. Okay, so everything has to go in here, which means we're dropping all the dog shit. Oh, we need to be grabbing dog tags, too. I'm not used to, like, grabbing dog tags, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, 2x2 purples can definitely go. 1x1s, I suppose, are fine to keep for now. If you avoid it, you avoid the tier 60 for the most part. Disagree hard there. Chill for I can test the amount of juices we get in Northridge. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm in hotel. There's no juicers. And at the very least, I can't really speak to hotel specifically, but I can say that, like, for Northridge specifically, it's definitely, like, one of the most chill, It is definitely one of the most chill Forbidden maps by comparison. So, guys, if I was actually like super duper giga tryharding here, I would take the M4, drop the Vector. That is not gonna happen though. So, we're gonna keep using the Vector, and you guys are gonna fucking enjoy it. Camera's getting dropped. We gotta get to the recycling bin over there, man. Oh, Puddle, thank you for the sub. Are they adding fishing for Season 3? I think I did hear that, yeah. Bunch of BPZ and shit on the ground. Yeah, we gotta go recycle. Heard something. Oh, we never actually killed that guy's teammate, did we? Oh, I don't remember. I've already forgotten. Bring some in bad. Yeah, I want to use it later. I'm just trying to get to the recycling bin to put some heavy shit away. Is the cane heavy? Yeah. Not as heavy as a bunch of ammo. How heavy are you? 4.8? Yeah, you're getting put away, kiddo. You're getting put away. I think that's a Vector. I think it's a Vector. Don't mind me. Are you just de-rendered or what? Oh, he was de-rendered. Neat. He killed Fred, too. How dare he do that? We'll come back to him. I want to get to my shit first. What's up, Scissor? We're having a sick Vector Forbidden raid, apparently. Wasn't really expecting that. Have a good one, TJM. Thanks for hanging out. Apologies for, like, if I'm, like, missing anybody, by the way. There's a lot of y'all talking. No, we're, tier 3 APMO. There's a lot of us in here right now. I'm doing my best to keep up. Good problem to have, if you ask me, though. We don't need 2 of these guys. So... Lamp. Dude, I'm a demon for BPZ. I'm an absolute demon for BPZ. Two Canes, YouTube raid. How is the AP versus higher tiers? Not good. That being said, we are running a Vector, so if we are able to get the jump on them at close range, it's really good. It's also really good if they're not wearing tier 4 or better face protection. None of these guys were wearing masks. So at point blank range, I was just able to spray towards their head, and then they fell over. It was pretty sick, actually. So you're driving in that I haven't owned a car in about 8 years? Damn, that's longer than me. I thought I didn't really, like, drive much. Just use that, drop that. Gotta make a little bit more room here. I think that weight more than storage is actually my primary concern. Although I do have the, what do you call it? Did I kill this guy? It must not have been me, because they've looted already. We do have the strength stim, though, so maybe I shouldn't be worrying about weight so much. God, more BPZ, don't mind if I fucking do. I did drop a little strength stim on the ground, so maybe I should go back and find that. These little red dots, or I guess yellow dots, are 15k for one slot, so it's okay value. Not bad. Okay, the little strength sim, wherever I put it, This is gonna let me move around to the... oh god, it's like... oh yeah, it's right there. Yeah, easy, 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 easy. Philly has great public transportation, from what I remember. I never really used it. Oh no. He was real. I'm probably about to die here. Okay, she stunned herself twice. Maybe I'll be okay. We're on the stairs here. They may not see this coming. Oh, they just followed me. Did they? Oh, hi. Well, that's really unfortunate. Holy fuck. Okay. She went down insta. And I didn't hear no headshot. There's SJs in the hills. Where's a window? I have an M24. Or an M110, whatever it is right now. Give me a window. Okay. Are there actually no, like, south-facing windows here? I mean, I guess I'll take my 6 kills and go home, right? Oh, armor has 1 HP, bro. Was it a man? I actually have to be very careful here. With all of my limbs chopped off, like, literally one burst from a scab can actually kill me. Alright. I know that we've been doing this extremely lethargically, guys, but... I don't want to fucking die. I'm also, like, not familiar with this map compared to other maps. So... apologies for the speed, is what I'm saying, basically. Or lack thereof, I suppose. Okay, maybe we are dropping the vector at this point. Damn. I'm not really used to stripping this thing. I think that this is a decent job. And unfortunately, none of the mags are worth, or the ammo are worth keeping on me either. God, this thing is huge. It looks a little more fucked up than mine. Oh, 3x3 is perfect. I could wear some of these guys. I should have used those heals. That's a mistake. Whatever. I could definitely wear some of these guys. Maybe just keep the revival stim. Drop my meds. Feels decent. Yeah, it's a question of which armors I'm taking out. I don't get to take all of them. I don't even get to take close to all of them. Sorry guys, just a little more patience here. Don't want to fucking die. Alright, these mags full. That's full enough. Yeah, I don't even have like a really proper like stock of where everything is around me, honestly. I'm not sure if this is the warrior that we want to bring out with us. We only get two. So it's between a warrior and an H-Tac. And I think between the two, the H-Tac is going to be better after repair. It's going to be more expensive than a repair, but... tough shit. Okay, now we get to unpack... oh, we don't have to unpack it, actually. We will have to unpack it if we want to keep both the AK-12s, though. Hopefully there's room. Oh god. A lot of little shitty endurance stims. Dude, what is the smorgasbord of ammo you have going on in there? What are we looking at here? Why are you giving me trouble for this? Oh, it was a bunch of M61, one M62, and then a bunch of M80s. Okay, well that's all fine to drop then. And then yeah, strip the scope, strip the grip. Good for me. Pick the AK-12 back up. What else are we looking for here? What ammo's in the vector? AP ammo, tier 3. Quick tip, I'm not sure if you know this or anybody, you can tell what ammo's in the mag by if you loot value in the top. For example, 60k for 30 round is tier 4. That's a good shout, Psychotic. Never really thought about that. I've seen like Crit as well doing a bit of that lately, which is really, really smart. I should be doing that more myself. Oh. Oh. I can't believe this raid started with a fucking vector, man. G3, bruh. Shh. I'd rather not make any noise right now. G3 is one of the decisions of all time, to be sure, though. So where to put my bags and shit? It's all in here, right? Oh, God. Short-term brain. My fucking short-term cranium, brother. The handle doesn't come off of it anymore. Only the scope is worth coming off of this thing, unfortunately. Rest of it's dog shit. Is that my AP ammo? Why does he have so much of it? I wonder if he's looting it from scabs or what. Probably was. Where would I put my shit? Dude, I am not ready for this type of raid right now. Literally, where did I put it? Here it is. Okay. Dog shit going on the floor. Helmets replacing my fucked up visors. That's better than an F80, which we definitely have somewhere in here. Goodbye, hello. Couple of dog shit purples. Down in favor of the Chapman. GS2s. I guess one round isn't really worth hanging on to. Just gonna jab that in me now. Yeah, we just have so much dog shit, man. Oh, these are not 2x2s. These are. I don't remember the GS2s instead. Nowhere. Okay. Amp Chapman, I'm sure that you're right. I think I know actually for a fact that it gives me +2 slots, but I can't be fucked. I'm sorry. But you're right. You're absolutely right. One more body to loot. Y'all, do I take the risk for the car extract? Like, is it easy to snipe someone from there? I know there's an SJ in the hills. It'll be fine. I hope so. Let's get a couple dog tags. I should have been gathering them the whole time. I have, like, literally 0 muscle memory for this map. So, if I'm acting lethargic, that's why. Yeah, Earl, it's a play. It's definitely a decision. We'll see what we get done. We'll see if we're alright or not. It's a really good condition hat. Would like to bring it out. It's also a very good condition hat. It's better than these guys. So while we're doing this, these two guys are decent, rest is bad. Is there a home that I can find for these helmets? Well, they know we're still here. Which is less than great. Okay. You have to continue dropping dog shit. Could you not? Damaged helmet in tier 5 for the new one. True. Or she's just gonna make this even simpler. Even simpler. Bruh. Anything else on the man? Just the gun, right? And his own helmet, but whatever. Yep, already on it. Already on it. Have no fear, friend. Okay, okay, okay. That's definitely a decision. That's definitely an aesthetic decision right there. This is a 30-rounder? No, it's a 60. Sims at this point won't do a goddamn thing. I think I'm missing a body here. Okay. More BP, I hope. More BP, yippee. Don't think there's a home for all this M80. I was 19k of value we just dropped. I think that is okay. Alright, 5.2 mil. I'm missing a bunch of fucking helmets. The commander can definitely replace this guy's hat. And now we're good to go. Did I kill the SJ guy? No. What's the timer on the car, guys? $30 seconds. Any e-drinks anywhere? I don't even want to look for the guy. No, he doesn't deserve my loot. Oh, he does not. Okay. I think we made it out. Please? Pretty please? This is only supposed to be a raid that we played while people just kind of like made their way into the stream. But I think, yeah, we were we were victorious. We were victorious, Slaw Bunny, as you say, as you say. Jesus Christ. I think we swapped out basically like every part that we came in with. Reno. Spoke badly about the Vector earlier, I'm sorry. Yeah, you better apologize. Oh, okay. I was not ready for that. Like, I'm not really awake yet, man. I'm not really fucking awake yet. I was not ready for that one. Jesus Christ. 6 kills, all of them with a little tiny fucking dinky Vector, dude. 1.2 million kit value brought out alone. What were these guys wearing? I think they were all just wearing budget, like basically the same thing I was wearing. Guys, that's what's so fucking cool, isn't it? Like if we're all wearing like similar shit, tier 4, tier 5, you can literally make a vector work. The only thing that makes the vector, and by extension, like honestly, a bunch of shit in the game. The only thing that makes a lot of this stuff not work is tier 6. Like this guy's tier 4 sniper, reasonable. Tier 4 AR, a little light. I would bring a face mask. Again, a little bit light on the tier 4 visor and shit. Another tier 4 man. But these guys, tier 5. And we were still able to take them out. With a vector. Through their armor. Burp. Like, you can use, like, tier 3 ammo versus tier 5 armor. The only problem is tier 6. Yeah. I think that a lot of people are saying tier 6 armor, or sorry, no. A lot of people, Eric, are saying red ammo is the problem. And I think that, like, you know, red ammo is really, really strong for how expensive it is. But I think that most people have a problem with nakeds, not red ammo. And if you just fix, like, the bottom limit of what people are allowed to bring into a queue, the problem of red ammo, in my opinion, goes away. I think that the bigger, like, a much, much bigger problem is tier 6 armor. Just invalidating so many guns and styles from the game. The game desperately needs some balancing changes. Regardless, though, very, very, very fun game that we just got out of. That was fucking sick, dude. Oh, you can't buy red ammo? Jack Green. So there's a lot of people that are confused about that. Red ammo is accessible. It's going to be accessible in 2 ways, I believe, in the game. Way number 1 is what we have access to right now, where Randall will sell you all of the restricted items that they basically like made it harder to get. So this is red ammo. You can buy like 20 or 30 rounds per day, depending on the type. This is true for motorcycle helmets. This is true for thermals. This is true for the snowman armor. This doesn't really matter, but the moto and the thermals ban definitely make me see less of them. You'll also, in the next season, you should be able to craft red ammo through different hideout mechanics that have not yet been released. So it is still accessible, and frankly, the amount that we have access to does not really prevent you from running it, unless you bring a shit ton of it into the raid, and you die over and over and over and over again, while, like, committing a bunch of it into a raid at once. Suck up on gunpowder, you might be onto something. I'm not going to do that because I don't think I need to. But if anyone's worried about, like, prices of shit, then yeah, it might be time to, like, stock up on some goodies. Oh, okay, guys. I think that I'm going to run an ad and then do Logi, and then I want you guys to do a poll, or to answer the poll, on if we're going to be doing VOD review of double thermals or gun tier list plus meta stuff. And we'll have 3 minutes. Yo, thanks for hanging out, Eric. Enjoy your secret doc, man. Nerd shit incoming, gang. Nerd shit incoming. Oh my god, 4 Chapman's not bad. Where'd you find my doc? Silent King. I found it in the free road safe on Storm Farm. Ages and ages and ages ago. It was the first red that I ever found. I didn't even know what I was holding until my teammates told me what it was. And then I freaked out a little bit. Was Storm Farm Season 0 or was it Season 1? I don't remember. Gotta love Tier 6 HQ Man locked in armory. Ones are bouncing off his head. RPG. That is extremely annoying, and I'm sorry. Anybody who thinks otherwise is huffing the good stuff. That sucks. That's objectively annoying. Maybe Season 1. I don't remember, King. I do not remember. God, the amp is really 90k right now. What the fuck? Am I selling you? Could go either or on that. This is a DK6 it got in your head, right? Yeah. I should have repaired that so I got like new instead of worn, but whatever. It's like a 995 M on reset market yesterday and today. Yeah, that's how you make money or save money. I will occasionally do market shenanigans, but I personally only do market shenanigans for kit that I'm gonna like use. I don't like doing it for kit like for like speculative money making reasons, you know. I'm not saying you shouldn't. That's just how I do it personally. I'm stripping the AK-12 here so that they can sell together. So identical parts will stack, basically. And so all the BP as well that I'm trying to get rid of will all sell together. And the mags. Where did the other mag go? Just like this. Trigger Season 2 missions done. I have to go to Central Armory. Been so fun trying to get in. I enjoy it. I know that I'm kind of alone in that regard, though. Although I have been playing less Armory lately, so. And you know what? Have not been missing it a ton. I've not been missing it the most. Oh, I forgot to run an ad. I think you're the only one who voted Slaw Bunny. I think you're the only one. Also, I did forget to run the ad. I'm gonna run that really quick. So when the ad comes back, I guess we'll do some gun tier list shit. I should have some BS laying around now, right? Unless I missed a mag. I don't think I'm going to be running these anymore. I don't have enough ergo. I'm not really running H4. Here we are. Here's the BS. A lot of tier 5 armor. It's kind of gunking up the inventory a little bit. Hey, what's up, Shell? The sexy Twitter man. Oh my god. Yeah, King, it often does go up between seasons. Like, it's hard to tell. Because the market is not actually like a free market. Like, it's heavily fucked with by the devs, right? So I can easily see prices going up because like that's how every season up until this point has worked. But I can also see them going down to try to make the game like more palatable for a new player, you know? I'm not really sure what that's going to look like, what that's going to end up being. Don't want to be smelly. Don't want to be fucking stinky. Okay, I think we're just about done, gang. I think we're just about done. Hopefully everybody's out of their ad and whatnot, and we can start the fucking bit. Oh, we haven't sold all of our AK parts yet. Womp womp. We could start talking about the tier list and shit. Wow, 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 wow. Yippee, yippee, wahoo. Out now? Hell yeah, King. Thank you for letting me know. I mean, if you're out, that means that everybody else is out. So I think that we just want to start yapping then, right? Yeah, it looks good. That'll all sell. Alright. Fuck it. Let's talk tier list. So the big things that I want to talk about here. Well, hold on. Let me just pause the music. I think maybe we start trying to do like a YouTube video intro. Maybe we just try to rip this straight into YouTube and then put it on the fucking internet. Well, I don't know. We'll see. So the first things that I want to like kind of. Oh God! Wait, cancel. We're just gonna move you over. How's that sound? Like, so for the tier list, there's a couple of things that I want to grade the guns on, basically. It's like their cost, their efficacy, and their usefulness compared to guns, like, in the same caliber. So, cost is just like, if the gun's cheap but good, it's like, okay, like, that's gonna give you extra points. This is just, like, purely uh, considering how good you are, regardless of the cost. For example, the H4 is gonna be just S plus tier in efficacy. But also, like, guns don't exist in a vacuum, right? Like, there's going to be some weapons that are decent, but when compared to other guns in the same caliber, there's zero fucking reason to run it. And, like, the MDR is a really, really big part of this, in my opinion. So I think that we're going to start from the bottom and then just kind of go up. But I will... No, yeah, we'll start with the bottom and then just kind of go up here. So I'm going to be pausing the music so that way I can, like, just have better editing shit later. If you guys want to put on some music, now's the time to do it. So, starting from the bottom here, we have the SIG, and this is D tier, easily. This is just the worst 5.56 gun in the game, bar mostly none. There's no reason to run it, especially compared to, like, the SCAR, which is just better than the SIG in every conceivable way, which is not a sentence I thought I was going to say. And the SCAR is not exactly a fucking good metric either. But low rate of fire, bad range, and it's cheap, but the ammo isn't. So if you have a gun that's this bad, and the ammo is not even that inexpensive, like, what's the point, right? SIG is just very, very bad. The only way that we can fix it is by literally increasing any stat. And we'll talk more about, like, what can be done to fix a lot of these gun stats later once we have more on the board. Next is the PCC-9, another D-tier gun. It's really as simple as, why the fuck do we have a single-shot SMG? It doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything, right? Like, even, like, automatic SMGs don't do anything, right? Like, they just don't have a good enough place, at the very least in, like, the high end of the meta. And if you just make one single shot, it doesn't do anything. G3. I think this is another D tier gun. It's as a low rate of fire. It's easier to use than other, like, rifles and ARs in the category. What I will say is that this thing is surprisingly easy to shoot. So maybe, like, considering, like, how cheap it is and how easy it is to use, maybe we push up to C tier as, like, a newbie's first AR, like a normals gun for people. Like, don't put many attachments on it, put some M80s in it, and then just try to get some kills. But the gun has the same problem that the FAL does, where it just doesn't deal much damage per shot despite firing 7.6251. And the upside is, like, relatively light recoil. So it's, easier to use than a FAL, but lower damage than a FAL. And the FAL's problem is already its damage. So, low C tier for the G3, definitely. AUG. This is a really interesting gun. I was really, really negative on the AUG for a long time. And if I hadn't done some testing with this gun recently, I probably would have placed the gun even lower than where I am right now. Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, I'm not covering up the tier list. Okay. But the AUG does deal 1 more damage per shot than the M4. But the problem with the AUG, in my eyes, is it's not as good at scope spraying as other rifles. Its recoil, especially its horizontal recoil, is a little bit too significant, which makes scope spraying kind of bad, which means that you can only really put a red dot on it and be comfortably shooting with it. So that makes its versatility score go down in my eyes, which is like something that a lot of 5.56 guns have. And the really funny thing is that, if we're comparing it to other guns, it's, well, less stable than an M4, although not hard to control. But it's less versatile than an M4, and it does less damage per shot and lower rate of fire than the H4. So, if you combine those things on top of a higher price tag than basically any M4 build, this thing's 300k if you're adjusting the scope on it. And only having access to 30-round mags, there's just too many downsides to put it above B tier. What I will say, though, is that this gun is full of fucking culture. I think it's a cool gun. I think it's a fun gun. I just don't think it's a very good gun. M1911. So we're going to be comparing a lot of pistols to each other. I think M1911 compared to other pistols, I think it's like low B, high C tier. It's the cheapest suppressed pistol. You can run the thing with a suppressor and a red dot and run like really cheap tier 3 ammo and have like a reasonable scav killer. I don't know. I think it's a B tier pistol. I think it's like the midpoint for pistols. It doesn't reliably one shot to the head, but it's comfortable enough to use. It's incredibly cheap. I don't know if I would spend the money on it, but if you do decide to spend the money on it, you're not going to be like wasting that much at least. So there's that, and it'll at least pop helmets for you. AUG costs 260 with the red dot. I was looking at 280 build, and I wasn't doing much to it at all. Maybe that was with my scopes. That might have been with my scope build, though, Axarov. If I'm 40k off, then it is what it is. But in my eyes, it costs as much or more than like a base M4. I mean, guys, the M4 is going in the same tier, so don't worry. I think this is a CZ pistol, D tier, bad ammo, no attachments, awful sights. TT pistol, same reason, bad pistol, no sights, bad ammo. TO5, it's going. We're putting the TO5 ahead of these guys because of the culture. This gun is very, very neat. It's very, very cool. It is very, very bad, though. It doesn't one-shot with anything besides Dum Dum, even. So you can't even use it as, like, a reliable scav killer with good ammo, which is really fucking unfortunate. With the 42 mag, I think the AUG should be an A. I don't agree, Axarov. I don't agree. And that, again, the problem with like 5.56 guns is the usefulness compared to guns in the same caliber. Like, I think that the M4... Does the M4 do anything that the H4 can't? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it hits A tier. I don't think it hits A tier. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it. M96, maybe the worst gun in the game. Maybe, like, legitimately, actually the worst gun in the game. Very, very awful recoil, low rate of fire, 3-round burst, locked 5.56 gun that is not customizable. Like, there's no reason to run it at all. Nothing more to say. Another D tier SMG, 7.62 by 25 caliber. It definitely needs some love. It's better than the PCC9, because like this caliber is always gonna be like a very, very cheap, low caliber gun that is capable of leg meting. Yeah, I saw. Oh, with M90, that's crazy, Earl. I didn't realize that he did that with an M96. But this is a gun that is gonna be like capable of leg meting, like every other SMG in this caliber. But it's just not very good. M45. I forgot this thing existed. It's a worse 1911 in any way. The fact that it exists kind of pisses me off, so I'm putting it in the bottom of D tier. It's just dog shit. T79, same thing as the other. All the 7.62 by 25 SMGs are the same. All they can do is leg meta. That's it. Grease gun, maybe the worst SMG in the game. 45 caliber, low rate of fire, 30 round mags. Nothing redeeming about it. 45 caliber is a bad caliber. Worse at leg meta, I think, than 7.62 25, which is really, really hard to do. But yeah, not great. Another shotgun. This is like all the shotguns that are not the USAS or the Saiga are just kind of bad. So unfortunately, another D tier gun here. There's basically no reason to use this thing. And that's going to be true for all the pump actions and the double barrel. So I'm just going to put them all here while I can, as well as the 7.62 25 SMGs. Again, there's no reason to run those. Let me just make sure I have all of them. Yeah, because I don't want to keep fucking rehashing the same thing. SBR? Is that one of the SMGs? Is that one of the SMGs? I don't actually know what you're talking. Which one's the SBR? The double barrel? No, it's not. It's fun. It's cultured, but the gun does not two-tap to the legs with Type 8 buckshot. And leg meta is the best thing you can do with a shotgun. The problem is as well that the Saiga exists, which is actually like a decent shotgun. We'll get to that later. MP40, another really, really bad SMG. MP5 is basically exists at the same price point. There's no reason to use this. SA58 or SA85. This gun used to actually be C tier. This gun used to be C tier. But since the damage nerf, or since the head HP buff, this thing is basically incapable of one tapping to the head, which was the only thing that it could really do. It used to be like a gun I would bring into normals for like 20k with like the funny little tier 3 pilot helmet, no armor. Bring this in and basically have like a souped up scav run. But that's even worse now because again, it doesn't reliably one tap to the head, even if your armor pierces their helmet. So, D tier. Very, very sad. Glock. I think that this is another B tier pistol. It's definitely like not one of the best pistol slots, but it's definitely the best leg meta pistol slot. I know that some people also just load tier 4 of the full of this thing, and just kind of go to town. But the problem with the G18 is that you can't really suppress it, which is one of the main reason that people bring pistols. So the most reliable thing that you'll see happen with this is like not really like a PvE pistol, but to be like a PvP hose that you just kind of spray at point blank range, which is not exactly what you need a pistol for. So, am I recording a video? Yeah, we're trying to make a video out of this. We'll see how it goes, Vouch. We'll cut it up a little bit. Why not? M9. I think that this is a C tier pistol. It has like similar problems as the M1911, but they're kind of exacerbated. The M9 just doesn't deal like a lot of damage per shot. Again, like the head HP buff really made a lot of pistols even worse than they already were. You can suppress it, but the ammo, the thing that puts this in C tier compared to the M1911 is that the tier 3 and the tier 4 ammo for 9mm is cheaper than the tier 3 ammo for the 1911. So it's just not as good at what it does, and it's more expensive. Uzi. C tier SMG. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's like it's the second worst 9mm SMG, I think. But if it has like a high enough fire rate that you can run it with like with Dum Dum and still occasionally get kills, but there's also no reason to run it over an MP5 or run this over an MP5, which an MP5 already has its own problems, right? UMP. I think the UMP is D tier, and the reason the UMP is D tier is because the Mac 10 exists. There's no reason to run this thing over a Mac 10, and it just doesn't really do anything. You know, it's a little bit stable, but there's no customization you can do to fix it. The ammo's bad, the rate of fire is bad, the range is bad. There's literally nothing to write home about it. It's okay, like if I'm running like a scav run or something, I can occasionally get kills with it. Like it's gonna be better than some things like an MP40 or a pump action shotgun, but there's zero reason to run it over almost any other gun in the game. AK-74U is another D tier gun. It's the same problem as the SIG. It's basically like the 5.45 SIG. There's very, very little that this thing does. It has really bad damage per shot. And honestly, for being a gun this tiny, the ergo is really bad. It's actually really annoying how few benefits basically all the D tier guns have. It's like someone just took all of their stats and cranked them to 0. No damage, no range, bad recoil, bad ergo. Like why are the recoil and the ergo bad in this thing? It's a pea shooter. It's so tiny. It shouldn't be as bad as it is in my opinion. But it is, unfortunately. Again, about as good as the SIG, unfortunately. Probably a little worse. Deagle. I think that the Deagle is another B tier pistol. Maybe even A tier. I'm not sure. It's one of the two. The Deagle is a really, really good cost-effective pistol if you don't care about making noise. It's one of the few pistols where if you run it with tier 3 ammo, you can pretty reliably kill scavs. Obviously, scavs that have tier 4 hats will be able to tank your shots. But if you're, for example, if you're like running like a sniper build, SVD, M110, SJ, yada yada yada, and that gun is not suppressed, and you're just generally going into it with the approach of not giving a fuck if you're being loud, it's a pretty good gun to run. Like the gun itself is $4,000. The tier 3 ammo is relatively inexpensive. It's more expensive than it used to be since the ML rifle came out, but it's not as bad. It's not as pricey as it could be. So I think it's okay. I think it's definitely mid tier. Golden Deagle, I think it's gonna be a little controversial. C tier, like it's there's no reason to run it. It's better than the normal Deagle in every way. It's also more than 10 times as expensive. So you're not running this because it's good. You're running it for the vibes. There's no reason for your scav killer to be 80k. There's no like you get this as a trophy, not to run. It's nice to have, it's kind of cool to have, but it's not good. The stats are actually better though. It has better recoil, better ergo, and different animations. It's better than the base Deagle in every way. It's just not worth the value for being 10 times as expensive. Maybe even more than 10 times as expensive. Fun stuff, but not good stuff. This is SVT, right? That's an SVT. I think that this gun is still A tier or B tier. Yeah, Earl. The things that we're factoring in are cost, efficacy, and then usefulness compared to the same caliber. Those are the three things that those are the three major things that we're factoring. Uh, I I'm not sure which tier this gun goes in because frankly I haven't used a lot of it since the nerf. I'm gonna be like probably leaning on you guys pretty heavy for this. But it recently had some pretty big nerfs. I believe to its ergo, definitely to its muzzle velocity as well. And you don't really want those things on a sniper rifle. This thing has like if you put a scope and a suppressor on it, this thing has 12 ergo. But it's still a DMR that shoots a humongous bullet, and the thing's like 80k. It's like it's a pretty good gun to have in your back pocket, even unloaded, and then you load tier 5 or tier 6 ammo as you need it. Um, I think A tier is a pretty decent place to put it, but less so because of like how fucking strong it is, and more so like how strong it is at the price point that it is. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty fucking good. But not it's yeah, it's cost effective. It's pretty cost effective for what it is, but it's like I'm not sure like if any of you guys have used this thing lately. I fucking hate shooting the SVTU. It feels so bad to fire. But again, 80k, big bullet. You can't really be mad at it. Mini. I think the Mini's another D tier gun, and this one, like the Mini is like an okay gun to use. But the problem is that there's too many other guns in the caliber at similar like price points that like already do the same thing that make this gun really really bad. Like the thing that comes to mind for this is the M16. Like the Mini doesn't one shot. It doesn't have any like burst or fallout capabilities. Um and it doesn't have like a fast enough fire rate to reliably get that follow-up shot. Like there's no real reason to run this thing. And this is going to be the case for a lot of DMRs, where a lot of DMRs are going to be like C tier and D tier, because if you're not like, if you don't have either like a one tap or something to bring the gun up, there's actually no reason to run it. You can get it to 100 vert recoil though, and last time I checked, if you put the Mini up with 100 vert recoil, when you fire the gun and then it resets, it'll actually be below the position from when you originally pulled the trigger. The recoil will make the gun go down, which is funny, but who gives a fuck, right? It's a fun fact, not something that makes the gun good. Mac 10. So I used to actually put the Mac 10 up pretty high, but I think it's a pretty bad C tier gun at this point. Mac 10's a really fun gun. It doesn't have a lot of recoil either, though. Which these things are nice. But it only has 30 round mags, and there's not a huge amount of selling points for it. The big thing, though, that puts it down more than anything else for me is the fact that the Vector exists. Now, the Vector 9 and the Vector 45 are just literally upgraded versions of the Uzi and the Mac 10. And if you want them to be as cheap as the Mac 10 and the Uzi, they can be. Now, I'm definitely sprucing up my vectors a little bit more than the Uzi and the Mac 10. My vectors are going to be about 100k. But the point is that you can build a Vector or a Vector 9 or a Vector 45 for about the same cost, definitely the same price range as a Mac 10 and an Uzi. You'd kill a Mini with a Mac 10? I think it just depends who gets the jump on you. If a Mac 10 gets the jump on you, you're getting leg meta'd. If you get caught at range, the Mini's killing the Mac 10. Like, it just totally depends. You can put a 2.7 on a Mac 10. The fact that a Mac 10 will take a 2.7 and an MK won't is fucking hilarious. So that might give it some points. That might give it some points, I will say. But again, the big problem with these guns is that there's just better options in the same price range and in the same caliber. BM59 used to be like the old school SVT. It is now really, really bad. Now, I haven't actually checked its damage ranges lately, but the problem with this gun is the fact that there's other guns in the same caliber that exist. Notably the M14 and the M110. The prices for these guns is going to be about the same, and the gun has just worse magazines, worse ergo, and the big problem is range. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if this thing one shots with like tier 5 ammo to tier 5 hat within effective range. I think it does, but I know that for a fact that outside of effective range it does not. And a lot of DMRs, again, if they don't one shot like reliably, they need to have some significant upsides. The upside of this gun is its cost, but there's already other guns in the same caliber that are cheap and have additional upsides compared to this gun. So at the moment, there's just no reason to run it. Small mag, bad range, bad stats, no reason to run it. Next is the I think this is an FN pistol. And I think that the thing is going to be like either B or A tier. I think I'm comfortable putting it in A tier compared to their pistols. It's pretty unique at what it is. It's the only pistol with tier 5 ammo, and you can suppress it. It can basically do everything that you want it to do, but it is expensive as a bit. Like there are some people who will put more money into their FN pistol than I'll put in my primary, which is insane. It's it's kind of like the H4 of pistols, which is insane to say. But it's definitely like the best pistol, but I don't know if I'd put the money up for it. You can't put a scope on it, but you can't put a red dot on it. It's pretty fun though. People used to do like deagle runs and stuff like that, where you just try to bring a deagle in so you can get done. And I think at this point, the FN pistol has kind of like replaced the deagle run gun because it's one of the best pistols to run within the game. Pretty fun, pretty cool, but extremely pricey. Saiga. I think compared to shotguns, the Saiga is going to be a C tier shotgun. I'm still not excited to run it, and it's got some pretty big problems, but it is pretty cheap for what is effectively a leg meta cannon. You can the Saiga actually has a high enough firepower, and not many shotguns do this, by the way. The Saiga does have a high enough firepower that you can two-shot legs with it. And I don't think that any of these other shotguns that are in the D tier can do that. So higher fire rate, higher firepower, and it's pretty cheap. Leg meta, the problem with like using a shotgun for leg meta though is that SMGs are generally better for leg meta. So I'm not sure if this thing is going to be that high above C tier. There's also the USAS, which exists. The USAS is very, very expensive. So I don't really fucking love that. But the Saiga it's gonna be like an okay option on the cheap if you want to leg meta someone with a shotgun. It's okay. It is hardcore okay. Sleeping on the double barrel, prove it, TJM. I want to see it. I know I saw some of the people say that, but the SBR, the double barreled shotgun, will two tap with with AP slugs to the chest. But I don't really I don't know. I think that the accuracy on the double barrel is too low. Change the meta. SKS used to be bad. It is now even worse. I don't know if there's something about this fucking gun. I feel like I literally have input delay when I run the SKS. Regardless of any gun feel problems, though, the ergo is bad and has the same problem that basically every other cheap DMR carbine style gun has since the headshot HP update, which is if you run tier 4 or tier 5 ammo into this and shoot someone in the head, they are not dying most of the time. It's just bad. You should never use it. M16. Definitely a hard stuck C tier gun. It does have some efficacy. I think it's the best C tier gun on the list here so far. If you run it with M995 and burst fire and actually like put some decent attachments on it, this gun is actually like pretty functionable. Burst fire is surprisingly good and surprisingly accurate since the Season 2 burst fire buff. The problem is that if you're actually deciding to buff the gun and change out the parts are going to be the same things that you're putting on an M4. They're going to cost the same. It's going to be the same kit. So, like, at what point do you just run an M4 instead? You know? Like, in my eyes, if you're running the M16, it's for the culture. The one thing to note that the M16 has over the M4, beyond, like, if you're, like, a burst fire hooligan, is that this gun does have, like, a pretty good effective range. I think it's 79 meters or so with a long barrel or something like that. So this gun actually has like a small niche as being like a pretty like decent mid-range gun that doesn't have damage fall off come into play like as fast as other guns, but it's still not as good as other 5.56 options. With the Mac 10 and A tier, nah, Big T. I'm sorry, it's not that good. I'm sorry, Big T. The problem with the Mac 10 is that the Vector exists. I'm sorry. Killed 5 people to do the G3 the other day with M80. Okay, I shot a guy outside of the G3's effective range, Earl, and I didn't kill him until I zeroed his armor. So that's my problem with the G3, is that if you're out of effective range, the G3 does not have much, you're not dealing damage, and for a gun that has DPS this low, it cannot have range that bad. that is my opinion there. G3, very, very bad. 951 is S all day. It's not gonna be C tier. Hitfire is so good on it too. I mean, it's decent to fire in general, Earl, but it just doesn't kill things fast enough. It doesn't kill things fast enough, and it doesn't have range. That's really all it is. MPF, D tier, worse than the Mac 10 in every way. There used to be a meta for this thing. It is no longer in existence. Never run this gun. Never use it. If you want to run a decent 45 gun, either run the Mac 10 if you want to run something with a little bit of culture, or run a Vector 45. They're both a lot better than the MPF. Glock 17, I think it's basically as good as the M9. I don't know of any particular damage differences between the two. The G17 does feel better to shoot than the M9. But they both have the same damage issues, I believe. There's not a huge amount of love going in for that. G17 has high capacity mags too. That's a good point. Yeah, so you can soup up the G17 a little bit more than the M9 if you want to. Better than the M9, still a C tier gun. Mac 10's broken? Absolutely not, dude. Absolutely not, Big T. Like it's stable and it's easy to fire, but it has like a 730 rate of fire, which is not even higher than most like ARs. And if you're running like an SMG like this, you're either running leg meta, which really, really likes RPM, or in the case of like the Vector, you can soup it up a little bit for like 100k, and then have something that's more stable and higher DPS. I don't think the Mac 10 is very good. It hasn't been for a long time. M24. So I'm actually not sure where the M24 lands. There's definitely a world right now where like anything that can run tier 6 ammo and actually like reliably one shot is not actually that bad. I'm not I think the M24 goes in B tier because it's really, really cheap. I can currently actually get like a scoped M24 into my hands for 70k. And if I put red ammo into that, then I can, within 120 meters, one shot a guy who's wearing a tier 6 hat if I put M61 in. That's pretty good. The M24 also has high ergo, and it doesn't really need much help beyond that. And if I want to drop it, you can run a scope rail on it that is a 1x1, so it'll turn your 1x2 alpha or 1x2 1x4 scope into a 1x1 on the rail, and then you can put it away. So there's a lot of things that goes well for the M24. The problem with the M24 is that if you're outside of effective range, you never ever one tap ever, period. So it's great within 120 meters, which, for bolt action's a little bit scary sometimes. But then after that, you are not one-shotting, period. Which is a very, very bad trait for a ranged gun. It's got its upsides, but it's also got its downsides. I think it's a pretty reasonable B-tier gun. Vector. I think this is the Vector 45. I think this is the Vector 9. I think the Vector is the best 45 gun in the game, and it's not close. 1100 RPM is fucking insane, and the recent buffs to the Vector, the recent reductions in some of the costs to the Vector make it so that you can run the adapter with the carbine industrial stock for like 40k total, and all of a sudden this thing becomes a fucking laser beam. which is really, really nice. It makes the gun actually a lot more versatile than it's supposed to be. I also just got a 5 million raid in Forbidden with this thing, so like I think of a lot of the SMGs, I think this is actually one of the most usable. Definitely better than the MP5, maybe even on par with Tier 4 MPX. Less versatile than MPX, but immensely cheaper. This thing is so cheap to run. The tier 3 ammo is 300 per round. The build itself is like 120, 150k, unless you're putting a scope on it like me, like a fucking idiot. Don't do that. This gun has a lot of fucking upsides. On top of being cheap, on top of being like a laser beam, on top of having a really high rate of fire. The problem is that you're shooting 45 ammo. And 45 ammo, like, caps out at, like, 400 meters per second for muzzle velocity, which is really, really, really slow. That's really slow. That's like, if you're shooting someone who's, like, running perpendicular in front of you at, like, 50 meters, you actually have to lead. You actually have to lead them unless they're literally right in front of you. It's crazy. Still, though, fun gun, decent gun, not bad. M14, C tier. Not a lot of reason to run this. The M4, this thing can be like 50k to run, and I think it'll one-shot within its effective range pretty reliably. It's also very cheap for what it is. It's a one-shot gun. It has like bigger mags, decent fire rate. So if your shot to the head didn't kill him, maybe it'll give you time for a follow-up shot. It has a high enough fire rate at point-blank range that you can kind of spam it. The problem with this gun is actually like the M110 has like reasonable recoil. It's the gun I'm kind of comparing this to. But this thing has pretty bad range and the M14 also has pretty bad recoil. So you can spam it, but it's not gonna be comfortable to do so. I think this could be like a decent gun for like people who want to run like M80s and Tier 4 in a normals game, but I don't think it has much of a place beyond that. Especially when you consider how much better than the M110 is for basically just 100k extra. Like, the M110 is one of the best DMRs in the game. The M14 is, like, mid-tier. It's okay, but there's actually no reason to run it for a variety of reasons. AK-74. This might be a surprise, but I think I'm also putting this gun in D tier. So the AK-74 in my eyes is actually even worse than the SIG. There's no upsides to it. And it also needs help to feel good. Even if you're running good ammo in it, you can be running tier 4 ammo, shooting a tier 3 helmet, and you will not kill the guy. And I know this because it happened to me. I was wearing a shitty, like, 8 HP F70 hat. There was a guy who hit me in the head with a BP round out of this gun, and I lived. This thing is dog shit. It has bad recoil, bad rate of fire, most damning of all, bad damage per shot, and it needs a lot of help to actually make the gun better. And the worst thing about it is that the gun will let you do that. There's a lot of really expensive attachments you can put on this gun, and it's like most damning of everything. Most damning of everything is that with all of the bad traits of the gun, you could also put a lot of money into it to improve it, and it's not going to fucking matter. This gun is a trap, and you should never use it. It is very annoying how bad this gun is. This is an AK-102, I think. I think that the AK-102 is going to be C tier. AK-102 is one of those things where it feels really fun to shoot. It's relatively stable, but it doesn't have much damage per shot, and it doesn't have enough range. I've tried to run this thing quite a bit, and it just needs so much help. Like, and even like a lot of like the small adjustments that you can make to the gun, like, are really, really expensive. The the 30 round mags are like 9k for some fucking reason. Like, if you actually want to improve the gun, it just gets expensive so fast. It gets expensive so much quicker than it should. And all of a sudden, you're spending like 150k? Well, why not run an MDR? Why not run an M4? There's so many downsides to this gun. If you're going to run it stock for like 30k. But my honest advice, don't run the gun. Yeah, rate of fire is 600 RPM. It is not good. Higher than the SCAR, but, that's not an easy thing to do. Or not a hard thing to do. Shammy. Yes, it is Shammy. It's my highest viewed video to date. I'm fucking ecstatic. All right. It's getting hot in here. I'm gonna go turn the AC on, take my hoodie off. Be right back. All right. We love a costume change mid-video. How you doing today, Shammy? How you doing today? Yeah, I'm putting it C tier because it's better than a lot of options like in the C tier. Like it'll actually function in a raid if you get the jump on someone. It just pisses me off. And I will Heath, but it'll be on the other website. You know the one. We're doing a weapon tier list, and it's gonna be followed by a meta discussion. Shammy, I'm trying to make a little video about this. It seems like meta commentary about the game right now is pretty decent on my fucking YouTube channel, Shammy. So I'm kind of trying to lean into it a little bit more and do like a little tier list discussion followed by me whining about what's going to go in this field. All right. Next, AKM. So the AKM is basically a better version of the AK-74. It is really, really bad. And it's bad for the same reasons that the AK-74 are, plus a couple of extra, even if it is a better gun overall. So this gun is like, a bit of a trap. It'll actually let you put a lot of attachments and a lot of money into it. The ammo is also expensive as hell. And the big problem, though, the really, really big problem that's unique to this gun compared to the AK-74, because they both all have the same problems. The really big problem with the AKM is that the ace exists, and even a naked ace with no attachments on it, like a 90k stock ace, is gonna feel better than a 300k AKM. There is nothing you can do to fix this gun, but it will let you. It'll let you try. And trying to fix this gun is once again, same as the AK-74, a trap. And for that reason, it's sitting just flat bottom D tier. The gun pisses me off with how bad it is and how fucking there's no redeeming qualities about it. Mosin. So I've been using a lot of Mosin lately. I don't think it's better than SVTU, but it's a 70k single shot gun that'll load good ammo, and I'm pretty sure that it'll actually manage to get you some kills out of effective range as well. Now, I'm pretty sure that the way that it works is like this. The Mosin will one tap with ammo in effective range, right? So tier 5 ammo, tier 5 helmet, you're one-shotting. Tier 6 ammo, tier 6 helmet, you're one-shotting. I also think that if you're shooting someone out of effective range, that as long as you exceed their helmet type, you're also one-shotting. So SNB versus a tier 5 hat out of effective range, I'm pretty sure the Mosin also one-shots. So it's worse to use overall. The ammo is more expensive. The ergo is worse. The effective range is lower, but it cares less about effective range. You are more likely to one-shot with this thing anyway. It is still going to cost 70k. The only downside here being is that, if you're dropping the M24, you can strip the scope off of the M24 and get, half of your money back. There's no stripping for the Mosin, though. So I think that, overall, it's a little bit worse. But I think that they both basically accomplish the same thing. Plus, you can make it baby. You can make it baby, but you shouldn't. Making it baby just hurts the stats for literally no reason. What you want to do with the Mosin is you want to give it the modern stock for the free ergo. You want to give it the modern stock for the free ergo. You're going to max out at 30 ergo, but, got to pump those numbers as high as you can. MP5. This is going to be a little controversial, but the MP5 is only going to be sitting here at high C tier. Now, this is probably one of the most popular leg meta guns in the game, if not the most popular leg meta gun, and I don't think it should be. It sits at 750 RPM, same as the M4, which is exactly mid-tier. It's exactly mid-tier RPM. Now, on top of those things, you do have access to 50 rounders. You do have access to a couple of attachments that you can use to kind of improve it. And if you use these attachments, it's going to be sitting at around 100k. Cool. What else is 100k that runs 9mm, that has a higher fire rate? That'll probably be better at whatever you're trying to do with the SMG at close range. The Vector 9. In my eyes, there's no reason to run the MP5 over a Vector 9 because the MP5 has too low of a fire rate. There's just very, very little that it is gonna be even remotely good at. It's gonna be okay if you put tier 3 into it normals. It's gonna be okay at leg meta if you load it full of dum dum, but there's gonna be better options even if you do have to pay like an extra 50k for it. This gun's just not good enough, even if it still is a decent dum dum option. That gun between the QC and the PCC9, why is it D tier? The gun between the QC and the PPP9. The QC. I don't. This thing? The T79? I mean, it's a 760 by 25 gun. They're all the same leg meta. No, I don't think that it is solid leg meta. I think that all the 760 by 25 guns basically feel the same. And if you're going to go for leg meta, there's really good options that are outside that caliber that you should be using instead. 760 by 25 damage just doesn't deal enough flesh damage. It's not very good. And at least like the Mac 10 has access to tier 3 ammo if you want to use it. You have to leg meta with it, and they basically all feel the same. I don't think it's better. I don't think there's any reason to use it. Even if you can occasionally get good leg meta like kills with it, I don't think there's a single reason. Especially when you consider the fact that if you are running leg meta, there's going to be really, really cheap options in other calibers that you can run instead. That is my opinion. USAS. The best shotgun in the game is B tier. It is really, really scary at range. It actually can 3-tap you from surprisingly far with Type 8 buckshot. It is a rat's paradise. If you walk past someone and you don't know they have a USAS, you're probably dead before you can turn around. The problem is that the situations where you can use this gun are really, really low. Like, if you're running, like, leg meta or dum-dum with an SMG, you actually have a pretty reasonable chance to kill people, and, like, even if they know that you're there. Like, you can shoot them in the arms. If they're not wearing a visor, you can shoot them in the head. But if you're shooting, like, a USAS against someone who knows that you're there, it can be really, really hard, if they're at full HP, to get those kills. The most damning thing about this gun, in my eyes, is that the gun is also 200k. And I don't like spending this much on leg meta. I think that leg meta can basically be done with like anything for like 100k max. Spending this much on the gun alone is extremely unappealing in my eyes. That being said, it's still like a decent option, and if you're trying to be a little fucking squeaky rat, you could do worse. You could do worse. Vector 9. I'm not sure where to put the Vector 9. I don't think it's as good as the Vector 45. I think that the stats are better. Well, no, the stats are better on the ammo, but the rate of fire is lower, and the ammo's more expensive. So you could, like, arguably run this thing with leg meta, and I think that's a really, really good option. You could build a gun for like 100k, run it with leg meta, so with like dum-dum ammo, and I think that's going to be okay. But if you're running it without leg meta, with like tier 3, tier 4 ammo, it is going to be considerably more expensive than a Vector 45. We're talking about like more than 2 times as much for tier 3. I think it's like 300 per shot for the Vector 45, 600 per shot for the Vector 9. And if you're running tier 4 in a Vector 9, we're looking at 2,000 per shot, which is insane. So I think the cost alone on this thing to run it with like anything decent is going to put it maybe in C tier. But I think it's better than a lot of 9mm options. I think it's better than maybe low B. I don't know. What do we think? High C or low B, gang? I just really like how its cost makes it feel like versatile in like a variety of situations. Like, again, this thing's gonna be like 50k stock, 100k souped up with like a decent stock and a barrel. I think it's worse than a Vector 45, but how much worse? Low B? Yeah, I'm thinking low B too. MPX, I was dreading this. Okay. MPX is pretty rough. It's obviously the most versatile SMG. It's an SMG that wants to be an AR. It's a bit expensive for what it is, and if you're running this, you're probably running with tier 4 ammo. And if you're running with tier 4 ammo, you're going to be spending a fuckload of money on it. And if you're spending a fuckload of money on this, why are you buying this, right? Like, this gun is going to cost about as much as an M4 or an MDR or, God, even like an AK-12 sometimes if you spend enough money on the build. And it's definitely worse than those guns. I would personally run a Vector 9 before I ran an MPX, but I know that's not a very popular opinion. I think there's a lot of like downsides to this gun that basically boil down to, for the cost of the gun, you should just run something else. That's basically what it boils down to. I think it's about as good as the Vector 9, though, so I think that wherever we put the Vector 9, we put the MTX. I would personally run the Vector 9 over the MPX, but that is frankly mostly for the culture rather than actually thinking it's better. Next, MP9. This thing used to be really good, but some damage nerfs and how expensive it is to run definitely made it a little bit worse. I don't think it has like a real good niche in the game either. Like you can put a red dot on it, you can put a stock on it and suppress it, run like 100k MP9, and for fucking why, you know? Like a lot of people will like run this with their bolt action gun as like a sidearm that can maybe do some close range PvP. But here's a thought: if you're gonna spend 100k plus like good tier 4 ammo on a reasonable second gun that can pair with a long range gun, why not just bring a second primary for 100k? You know, like even if something a little bit cheaper, like a Dum Dum Vector, or I don't know, like a cheap MP5, or even like God, even like an M4. Make your long range gun your secondary. Run an actual good primary. I think that the MP9 used to be really popular, but I think that what people are doing nowadays, especially because of how strong like tier 5 and tier 6 rifle like DMRs can be, I think that people are just bringing that DMR, and if they want to do more, they just bring a second primary. And honestly, why wouldn't you? The gun's just a little bit too expensive to make good, specifically for the tier 4 ammo. MDR. This gun pisses me off quite a bit. It's going in high C tier. It is okay, but the big reason, okay, it's better than the M16, but there we go. The really big thing that pisses me off about the MDR is that there's no reason to run it. It's better than the M16. It's better than the AK-102. It's better than basically every gun in the list below it. It's even better in some situations than some of the guns that are above it. The problem is that this gun is at least 150k, and any 150k MDR is going to be worse than 150k M4. If you put the long barrel on this thing is going to be 200k. Any 200k M4 is going to be leagues worse than a 200k M4. This gun has no upsides. It has worse recoil in the M4. It has worse range in the M4. It doesn't take oh, it does take mags, so ignore that. It just doesn't, it's not as versatile as the M4. And again, like if we have a gun that does not have good DPS, which the MDR doesn't. The MDR has 700 RPM. If it doesn't have good DPS, it needs to have something. And the MDR doesn't have like basically anything. Like it's a little bit too expensive for what it is. It kicks too hard for what it is. Its DPS isn't high enough. Its damage per round isn't high enough, and there's nothing proprietary to make it stand out besides like a chunky price point on the barrel. Yeah, we need more 760 rifles in general, Shammy. 760 by 39 and 760 by 51, which we're getting one. We're next season we're getting it basically looks like a 762 Scar. I am so excited to run that, Shammy. I am so fucking excited. I actually started selling some of my AEK parts in preparation for that thing. It's going to be really good, I think. Well, no. I think it's going to be like solid. I think it's going to be okay, good enough to run. SVD. I think it's going to be an A tier gun overall. It's a bit expensive, considering that the SVTU exists. Running an SVD definitely an SVTU can be like a sidearm. Bring it for 80k, keep it unloaded, don't use it, whatever. But if you're bringing an SVD, like this is gonna be your primary. You're spending at least 200k on the gun, usually more, and that's before ammo. And everybody knows how expensive 7BT1, SNB, 7 N37, the tier 5, 6, and 7 rounds are for this thing. It's a lot of money. That being said, it's the best 7.62 by 54 rifle in the game, bar none. It's the best gun. It's the best semi-auto gun with one of the best bullets in the game. So there's just gonna be a lot of situations where you're gonna be able to one tap, two tap people with this thing because you have it, and it's the best gun at doing that in this caliber. For that alone, this gun is really, 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 really strong. There's almost no downsides outside of its awkward rate of fire, which again is faster than anything else in its caliber, but maybe a little bit awkward compared to M110. And the price per bullet. This gun fucks. Maybe the best DMR in the game. SJ. I think I'm comfortable putting the SJ in A tier, but it's definitely not as good as it used to be. One of the really, really nice things with the SJ is that you can one tap to the body. Unless if you're running tier 6 ammo and they're running tier 5 armor or below, you can one shot them to the body and they will go down. The problem now is that there's a lot of situations where you're getting knocks on people. You land your body shot 100 meters. Wow, good for you. You're very good at the video game. But they go down and you cannot flush your kill anymore. Maybe they're going down behind chest high cover. Maybe you're unable to get the follow-up shot. In general, like a lot of bolt actions, like if you are just running the bolt action on its own, then it can be really difficult to actually capitalize on the knocks or the damage that you're getting. And what I will say is that an SJ is frankly too heavy and too expensive to like reliably and safely pair with a sidearm, with a second primary rather. So the SJ is definitely more narrow than any other like DMR long range gun in the game, but it has some significant upsides, such as basically always one-shotting to the head and being, I believe, the only one DMR or bolt action gun that is capable of, in many situations, one-shotting and then bring them to a knock in the chest. It might be Ray. I don't know. I think that it is the SJ though. Oh no, that is the M700. Yeah, that snuck its way on here. Get the fuck out of here. That's a fake one. Keep that guy out of there. All right, P90. So I'm just gonna remind folks, this tier list was made in season 2, before season 3. P90 is gonna be A tier. It is the best SMG in the game, and it is not close. It is gonna be like 250K to build this thing, and the ammo is insanely expensive. So I don't know if I'd even want to run this in lockdown. This is kind of a gun that you're only going to see a lot in Forbidden. But at 1100 RPM and access to tier 5 ammo, if you're close to this gun, you are mulch. Like, you are going to die. And in Season 3, this gun is going to be getting a buff, where one of these stocks is going to be able to put grips on it, which will basically let you max out your recoil control, rather. And even if, like, you're beyond the effective range of this gun, which is quite short, like 30 meters or so, it doesn't matter if there's 1100 RPM hitting you at 50 meters and all the rounds are hitting and none of them are missing. This is going to make the gun a lot more versatile at mid-range. Not going to be like a scope spraying situation, but it's going to be, again, just the best SMG for the same reason that the H4 is the best AR. You're never going to miss with it due to recoil. But right now, it does have some recoil problems. It definitely has like an old recoil feel to it, where the beginning of your spray jumps, and it's kind of hard to hold that spray properly. So yeah, there are some accuracy problems to the gun at the moment, but it's still incredible at close range, usable at mid-range, and it's going to be getting a buff very, very soon. This is a gun to watch out for. This is a very, very scary gun. We don't see it enough right now. I think very, very soon we're going to be seeing it a lot more. VSS. Gotta go C tier. Gotta go like low mid C tier with this thing. The VSS is a fucking travesty, to be completely honest. It's a marksman style gun, which is not really, it's a marksman classification gun, which is not really true at all. It only has like an effective range of like 25 meters. It is, in practice, it is a awkward SMG. However, it is an awkward SMG that is incredibly low bullet velocity with an incredibly high DPS and access to insanely cheap tier 5 ammo, like 3,000 Cohen or less per round, which is, I think, the cheapest in the game by like 1,000 bullets or 2,000 based on like meta bullet options. It's a fun gun to run, and you're occasionally going to see it. I think it's like a reasonable lockdown and maybe even like armory forbidden option. But it's significantly held back by its frankly ludicrously high recoil for what it is. And it's just poor range in general. Again, poor effective range, high recoil, low velocity on the rounds. There is a shit ton holding this gun back. But if you're within effective range and you're running tier 5 ammo, then what's in front of you is going to die. It's one of like the most SMG style guns in the game without actually being an SMG. Yeah, this thing desperately needs a range buff. Frankly, the effective range on this gun should be a lot higher. If you keep that, if you just buff the fuck out of its effective range, while also keeping its high recoil and keeping its low velocity, that's actually going to be okay, because it'll reward you for extremely hard to hit long range shots while still being like, relatively hard to use. To be clear, I think they should buff this more than that, but it would be immensely more usable if you were to at least crank the fuck out of its effective range. That's what at least what it needs. All right. We're getting into some interesting discussions here. What is that? I think that's another fake nothing gun, so we're going to skip that guy. RPK. C tier. This is the 545 MDR, basically. Where if you compare it to other guns within the caliber, there is zero reason to run it. Absolutely fucking none. It is a bit expensive for what it is. There are some decent proprietary stocks, like the RPK dedicated stock that'll help the gun a lot for cheap. But compared to what it was in Season 1, this gun is dog shit. The AK-12 is one of the more popular guns in the game, and this gun costs maybe like 50k or so less per build than an AK-12. And it has twice the recoil. Actually, twice the recoil. Twice the recoil, almost identical rate of fire, same caliber. There's not really a reason. Exactly, Scottish Rambly Man. There's not a reason to run it. And like the problem is, the really big problem is that like for a lot of guns, and the RPK is included here, is that there's no reason to run it because there's something better, and the thing that is better is at almost the same price point, which is a huge issue with the balance of a lot of guns in this game. Once we're done with the tier list, we'll talk more about like what I think could be done for like specific guns, as well as what I think could be done for just like in general buffing up different types of guns. But this is a travesty. Like the RPK was my favorite gun for ages. I wouldn't run anything else. I had like 30 or 40 stocks for this thing in my inventory at any moment. I had the magazine and the stock favorited on the market so that whenever their cost went down, I could buy them. It was the first ammo that I went all in on, the 545 BP ammo. I had like 9,000 BP rounds on me for ages and ages and ages. My first YouTube videos were about this gun, way back in Storm Farm. I love this thing, but it sucks. It's so bad. It's so bad, and it hurts my soul, dude. I fucking love the RPK. It's awful what it's become. All right, F2000. I used to be so high on the F2000. This used to be like my fucking ship. I'd be like, it's so good. Its RPM is good. The 50 rounders are cheap. There's so many things that this gun does that nothing else does at its price point. But this gun has two problems that basically boil down to range. This gun has a low effective range. The gun also has poor enough damage at range where if you are beyond the gun's effective range, even if you're firing, for example, A1s into tier 4 armor, that you have to completely crack, zero out the tier 4 armor before you can start damaging their chest properly. And that is specifically beyond effective range. If you can get within effective range, you're cooking, you're feeling good. But then we go into the second problem that this gun has, is that kind of like the RPK, this gun has something that is, and kind of similar to the P90 actually. This gun has a significant kick of recoil at the very beginning of the spray. And in ABI, that is awful. And the reason why that is bad is because a lot of times, let's say for example, you're shooting someone's chest. Okay, cool. The recoil kicks up, starts hitting him in the head. Bad. That's really, really bad. Not only are headshots in ABI, at the very least with like 5.56 caliber and smaller, not only is that bad, but what happens with the F2000 all the time is that by accident or by not, you end up splitting your damage between the chest and the head. And you only have to black out one. Like, those are two, sometimes even three separate armor pools if they have, you know, armor, helmet, and visor. Three armor pools, and then two HP pools that you are splitting your burst between consistently, even at close range. And that recoil is extremely hard to stop. Like, this gun was my most used gun for a very, 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 very long time. And on paper, it's a competitor for like a high B or even like an A tier gun. It has 850 RPM, it has extremely cheap magazines, and it has decent enough effective range. The only problem, or I guess the primary problem, is that, again, the recoil and the range make it so that even though the gun's rate of fire is higher, you end up killing things a lot of the time, like a pretty fair amount slower than an AUG or an M4, because if you're running an AUG or an M4, a lot of the times, the shots are going exactly where you want them to go. You want to hit someone in the chest, you hit them in the chest. You're aiming for the head, you hit them in the head. But if you're using an F2000, like, the beginning part of your spray is not often going to be hitting where the end part of your spray is. And that moment makes quick peeks on this gun bad. That moment makes, like, shooting at a head glitch on someone bad. It just makes the gun so much less versatile than any other 5.56 AR. To the point where even though the rate of fire is higher, you end up killing things slower with it than you would with an M4 or an AUG. And that fucking hurts. That fucking hurts me to say, because just like the RPK, I love this gun, but the downsides and its lack of versatility just go a little bit too far. Still, it's a decent AR, but it's an even better SMG. You gotta close the gap with it. It's not versatile enough, and ARs, you really want to be versatile. It's okay, though. It's okay. M110. A tier DMR. Best 7.62x51 DMR in the game. Probably the best 7.62x51 gun in the game at all, I think. Pretty good effective range, spammable at close range, and if you're within effective range, then you're gonna one-shot your target. So within like 80 meters, 85 meters, tier 5 versus tier 5 hat, you're one-shotting. M61 versus a tier 6 hat, you're one-shotting. It's pretty fucking good. And with a rate of fire as medium high as it is, and with a recoil as low as it's decent or low as it is, it's actually pretty goddamn usable. That close to mid-range. Like, it's pretty good at basically everything. If you are trying to get into this game, then this is honestly one of the guns that I would also point you towards. This is one of it's frankly one of the most like logical guns in the game. Like, the M110 just makes sense. Like, if you have the right ammo, you shoot them in the head, they die. If someone gets close to you, you can spam it. They're probably going to die as well. It's just really, really decent overall. And unless you're doing some crazy shit to your build, you're not breaking the bank either. This thing is going to be like 200k for a really good build. You can spend more to make it even better, but I don't know. I think this gun really only cares about ergo as a stat. And if we're talking about ergo, this is also a DMR that has like the second highest ergo compared to any other gun in its weapon type. I think it only gets beat out by the M24, which, really good. Just easily the most versatile DMR in the game, and it still does its fucking job. Very, very good gun. What do we got here? Foul. Okay, the Season 0 insane gun is bad. It's basically like it's like if you took like the 7.6251 caliber, um and like there's like a branching path where it's like, okay, do you want an AR with damage and with bad recoil and range, or do you want something with like, you know, some okay damage and some good recoil? It's a little bit better at range. The G3 took like the good recoil, and the FAL took the decent damage, but neither of them are good at what they do. Neither of them are at all reasonable at what they do. The FAL will never one tap headshot, just ever, which is basically why you use this gun in the first place. So following that up with like, okay, so if you need to hit them more than once, what's the recoil like? Bad. The recoil is bad. This gun is hard to use, and there's very, very few selling points on the gun besides cheap tier 4 ammo and cheap builds on itself. So I don't think there's a lot going on with the FAL that really make it stand out. And there's other guns in the caliber that do literally everything better. Now, those guns that are in the same caliber are going to cost more, and I'll get to that later. But the big damning thing about the FAL that makes it bad is just how it performs relative to other things, truthfully. Next, AR-57. I used to be pretty high on the AR-57. I probably would have put it in A, but recently it's definitely been in B tier. This gun is definitely worse than a P90. At 850 RPM, it also kind of feels like an F2000. So like, again, like if you're within effective range, this gun kind of fucking rips. It's gonna out DPS a lot of options like AUGs and M4s and AK-12s and RPKs as long as you're within effective range. But the gun has two major drawbacks, and one of them is the same as the F2000, where if you are beyond the gun's effective range, I don't know what the fuck goes on. This thing does not kill people. This thing, once you are beyond effective range, it just does not deal damage, which is a little bit annoying because the recoil is like stable enough that you can probably reliably land some pretty decent mid-range, long-range sprays. It just isn't gonna fucking kill anything because you're losing so much of your damage. On top of that, like the tier 4 ammo is insanely expensive right now, and the tier 5 ammo is worse than every other tier 5 ammo in the game based on its armor damage and penetration, and hell, even its damage values. It's a little bit cheaper in response, so like it is going to be an okay B tier like assault rifle option. But it again, like it lacks a lot of versatility that makes a lot of ARs good. And if you want, and like so, like, okay, at that point, like okay, so it's better at close to mid range. Well, you know what other guns exist that are really, really good at that close to mid range range? P90. This thing is going to be cheaper than a P90. There's a Randall trade, or I think it's a Randall trade that exists for 60k. Spend an extra 80k to spruce up the gun with a compact grip and your preferred stock, little red dot. You're feeling pretty good for under 40k. But then you end up spending a fortune on either the tier 4 ammo if you're going into lockdown, or just, you know, a fair amount of money on tier 5 ammo if you're going into forbidden. And it's not gonna like perform awfully, but it's gonna have a lot of downsides. It's going to have a lot of downsides, and the gun's going to want you to be closer than you're comfortable with versus a lot of combatants. I'm not huge on this gun nowadays, honestly. It's fun, though. Definitely hard stuck B tier, though. All right, H4. I made a category for this gun and this gun alone. This gun sucks. It sucks that it exists. I'm gonna call it 500k. That's how much my build costs. And if you run the gun with a 500k build, you're gonna have the best gun in the lobby. A lot of people will spend 700, 800k on this gun, and it doesn't actually do anything poorly. I should say it doesn't do anything poorly. At long range, it's one of the few guns in the game that can spray with or without a scope with basically no recoil. It has 900 RPM, which is one of, if not the highest AR rate of fire in the game. It runs 5.56 ammo, which recently got buffed with A1s, and you know 995 has always been good. So your bullet options are also really, really good. And it has insanely high ergo, And on top of all of those things, it has the highest damage per round of any 5.56 gun in the game. So let's actually just really keep track of why this gun is good. So better range, better recoil, better RPM, better damage per shot. What else is there? And better ergo. So better ADS speed than anything else in the game. This gun doesn't suffer at a single goddamn thing. And that is so annoying. Because if we're going to talk about like the broader game for just a quick second, we're going to talk more about that later. But for now, if we're going to talk about like the broader situation in the game, this gun is going to cost about 200k more than basically any other primary that you're going to use. AEK, MK, AUG, M4. It's going to cost about 200k more, right? So it's not cheap. But if you're considering how much 200k is in perspective to the rest of a forbidden kit, it's a drop in the fucking bucket. Tier 6 armor is going to run you between 400 and 600k. Your helmet alone is going to be like 200k as well. Your meds, your stims, your util, that's going to be 200k as well. Like, it's the difference between your kit value being 1 million and 1.2 million. It is a lot. It's a lot for gun, but what you're getting by spending 500k instead of 300k is a gun that is the best at everything. It does not do poorly at a single goddamn thing. Has all of these things. Also has access to 100 round mags. And you could actually run a scope, 100 round mag, and a suppressor, and you can still have better ergo, better ADS speed. All of these things are supposed to hurt your ADS speed. But you'll still have better ADS speed than any other rifle in the game. This gun does nothing badly. If you want to win every raid, there is no reason to not run this gun every single time, which is really fucking annoying. So, because what ends up happening is that, you have, I'm not really calling anyone out here, but if you want to win, there's like streamers that run this gun 24/7 every day, and who can blame them? If you're trying to be competitive, if you're trying to win, there's no reason not to. You have like just identical looking tier 6 4-mans that are all running this gun as well. This gun being like this is so bad for the game because an extraction shooter in a game in this genre really, really thrives by having like a vibrant, even like meta or like just a huge variety of options that you can run. But once you get up to the highest, tier of play, I'm not saying that you're only going to see this, but there is nothing else that you should be running. If someone's running this, then you know that they're just going to be better than any other gun at any other engagement. It's really, really annoying. It's not unkillable. You can win against them. But it shouldn't be as good as it is. There should be some downsides. And I'm going to talk more about like what I think those downsides should be. Actually, I feel like I have some decent ideas. I'm not saying that just remove the M4, but it desperately needs a nerf. Anyway. Anyway. Moving on to the next gun. MK. I think that this is an A tier gun or an S tier gun. I think it's S tier for a couple of reasons, but not for what a lot of people maybe consider. This is a gun that it's a fucking cannon. It's a 7.6251 DMR that has access to full auto at 700 RPM. Another really, really nice quirk of the gun is if you're running tier 4 ammo, it is the only auto gun in the game that will one-shot a tier 4 hat. So M80s versus a KSS TAC, M80s versus a F80 helmet, M80s versus a it's an SH40, whatever. It doesn't matter. With a tier 4 hat, you will one-tap them in the head. With a long barrel? No. With the gun. I run it with a medium barrel, and you will one-tap them in the head. It is insanely good in lockdown for that reason. However, you also have access to tier 5 and 6 ammo. which makes this gun like a fucking cannon. The downsides of this gun are pretty fucking significant, though. Uh, it is the tier 5 and tier 6 ammo is insanely expensive. If you're running tier 5 for an H4 or a P90, you're spending, 5 to 6k per round. If you are running M62 or tier 5 for this gun, you're spending 13k per round on an auto gun. If you're running M61, if you're running tier 6, it's insane that an auto gun has access to tier 6. But if you are spending 30k per round, and you can't even buy as many as you want anymore. That is 30k per round on an automatic gun, which, you could fire a mag of that, and it's just like, well, that's like my life savings down the drain. That's the kids can't go to college anymore because I spent too much on M61. It is actually one of the few guns that is like prohibitively expensive to use and to use consistently. Um, Despite all of that, as long as you top load, with tier 5 or maybe even tier 6, it can be pretty competitive. And at close range sprays, you are still going to fucking melt things. But now we're going to go into some more downsides. Is that, its cost is a downside, but its recoil is also a incredibly major downside. This is one of the few guns in the game that you don't actually just want to full auto spray all of the time at all ranges. Most of the time, if you're running like a decent gun in this game, you generally how a spray works, you start your spray and it'll kick up and then it'll start doing a horizontal wiggle. And for most guns at most ranges, you're going to just be holding that spray regardless of how far the guy in front of you is. But this is one of the few auto guns in the game that actually wants to be tapped once you're beyond the effective spray range of the thing. It is really, really hard to control. There's a fair amount of wiggle to it, and what that means is after a certain range, it is actually just better to tap it. So in some ways, that makes the gun a little bit more like easy to run if you come from other games. Like the recoil makes sense if you play a lot of other games then come to ABI. Like, okay, full auto isn't working at this range, so switch tapping, fine. But if you play a lot of ABI, there's almost no other gun in the game that wants to do that. That wants to be tapped at like medium to long range. So there's like a lot of things that make this gun maybe not so good, maybe harder to use, but I think in the hands of someone who is either like willing to run tier 5 and tier 6 and who is comfortable with the recoil, this gun can compete with like a lot of like the best things in the game. You just never see it because it's too hard and too expensive. Plus it's not really like a DMR. Tier 5 like M62 to the head for a tier 5 helmet will not one shot. M61 to a tier 6 hat will also not one shot. The only round that this gun will one shot with is tier 4 to a tier 4 head. Above that, it doesn't work. So it's got upsides, it's got downsides, but it's got high damage at close range while being versatile at medium and long range. M4. I've been using a fuckload of M4. I think this is one of the most cost-effective guns in the game. I really, really enjoy it. That being said, I think it's still B tier. I think that there's a lot of ways to fuck up an M4, which is kind of whatever. But I think it is basically as good as an AUG. It just does different things than what the AUG wants to do. Now, obviously, one of the biggest factors that make the M4 as appealing as it is its versatility. You can basically kit it up however you want. You can run it in basically any mode. And there's just like a lot of ways that you can like make this gun fill different roles. Short barrel with a compact grip for if you just want to like be swinging things at close range. I always run with long barrel with a scope, and I love scope spraying with this thing. But especially if you stop factoring in scope spraying as much, this gun has a couple of damage problems compared to a lot of other better guns in the game. It does 1 less damage per shot, it does 2 less damage per shot compared to the AUG, which means that if you're running M995 and shooting into tier 6 armor, it takes 1 more shot to kill them, which is not nothing, you know? That is going to impact you a little bit. Um, it's also pretty easy to like. I already said that, but it's easy to make bad builds. It also like it only has 750 RPM, which, you know, this guy has 700 RPM, and it fires a much bigger round. This guy has 1100 RPM. This guy has 900 RPM. Now, if this gun wasn't as good and as strong as it was, the M4 and probably the AUG as well would probably both be shuffling their way into A tier. And maybe the M4 is in reality like actually like a low A tier gun. I'm not really sure. I think that overall it's like a little bit better than the AUG, but only in versatility, only because you can kit it out how you want, only because its scope sprays really well, while the AUG only really comfortably red dot sprays. But if you really just like consider how good the H4 is and how the M4 is, for all intents and purposes, worse in every way compared to an H4, with only a 200k price tag difference between the two, it can be kind of hard to justify if you are trying to bring it into like every raid and compete against like big boys. Like for example, I don't know if I would ever want to bring an M4 on the TV station Forbidden. If I'm having to consistently compete with H4s and AEKs, this gun's not making the cut. I'm not bringing it in. I need something better at close range. But outdoor maps where like versatility is king, now we're talking. That's where the M4 shines, on like farm, on Northridge, on things where there's like all different types of fights you're gonna get in. That's where the M4 is really, really, really good. And that's why I like running it, because I like those maps. All right. Oh, the AEK's not on the list. There's no AEK here. I gotta go get the AEK screen grab really quick. That's annoying. I was wondering when it was gonna pop up, and I guess the answer is fucking never.
If you need help, come find.
Alright, hold on. Let me just grab this really quick. Oh, the ace isn't here either, actually. Wow, we're actually missing quite a few. We're actually missing quite a few. That's annoying. The wiki is, like, fucking barren, apparently. Missing TO3, AK-12. There's a lot of very meta options that we're actually missing. Alright, I'm gonna run a quick ad, and we're gonna take a little break while I get these screen grabs. I'll be right back. Alright, so we got the ace. Thank you, Axarov. We need to get the AEK. We need to get the TO3 from Joel, and the T951 also from Joel. And then there's this guy. And the AK-12's here too, yeah, so we should be done after all this. Okay. And then where is it? AK-12's right there. There we go. Oh, we're also missing the ML rifle, which is not very good. It's not very good at all. All right, I'm going to be right back and go piss, and then when we come back, we will finish the tier list. See you all in a sec. I'm run some music.
Okie dokie.
All right, where were we? Oh no, the viewers are leaving. Oh, I didn't actually turn the music on. That's annoying. All right, well, I gotta bring plop these images into the guy anyway. Can I open all of them at once? Oh, I can. That's so fucking lovely. Oh, the T95 got cut off, as well as the TO3. Can I, like... change how they're presented? Oh, God. Definitely don't want to reset. Alright. We back. Alright, we back. Oh, where'd the fucking guns go? That's annoying. ML, AK-12, TO3, T951, AEK, Ace. Okay. Last few guns here. Last few guns. Yeah, I think that's all of them, Axelrod. I'm not sure, though. If we're missing anything else, surely they're not, like, super relevant, right? Surely. Alright, so Ace. I'm pretty sure the Ace is a C-tier gun. I don't really value the Ace super highly. Now, it does have some upsides, right? The Ace is only like 100k, and for what it is, it actually hits pretty hard. It actually hits as hard as the SKS, and that's kind of fucking sick. That we have an auto gun that hits as hard as like a single shot carbine. Problem is that if we're comparing anything to an SKS, like it doesn't really matter. And exactly, Risque is what Risque is saying is exactly accurate. The AEK right now had a bunch of huge damage reduction, price reductions in the parts and the gun itself. You can get a naked stock AEK for like 120k, spruce up a little bit for like 150, and the Ace is 100k. And even a naked AEK is always gonna be better than an Ace. And it's like, all right, well, what about the ammo? Well, the ammo for Tier 4 is over 2,000 a round. Tier 5 is 7,000 a round. And even for, like, normals, the Tier 3 ammo is, like, 6 or 700 per round. There's better versions of, like, cheap Tier 3 rifles all over the place, especially in the 5.8 caliber. And for Lockdown and Forbidden, just run the AEK. Like, there's no actual reason to run this gun. It's decent. It's okay, but it is completely and utterly redundant. All right, next. We have got the AEK. The gun that for a long time was competing with the H4 for one of the best rifles in the game, and after its nerf, it is definitely the second best rifle in the game. It basically does a lot of things what the H4 does, such as being decent at range, incredible at close range, and honestly, a good AEK is going to run you about 300k. A good H4 is going to run you about 500k. But the ammo is going to be a little bit more expensive on the AEK, so in practice, the prices sort of begin to balance themselves out. Basically, the nerfs of the AEK make it so that this gun is a little bit hard to scope spray with now. You know, the ergo and the horizontal recoil especially make the gun a lot worse at mid-range, especially with a scope. Whereas the H4, once again, can do anything, can hit anyone. But the AEK is still, like, if you put a red on it, it's still, like, one of the best guns in the game. Probably the second best gun in the game. Could maybe use a nerf, but I'm not sure if it needs more. Like the H4 is definitely the only gun that we want to fuck with, I think. And then we can just bring everything up from under this to have a better game. T951. I'm actually not sure where we're putting these guys. The T951 is incredibly good for how expensive it and its ammo is. Tier 3 ammo on this thing is like 200 per bullet. And tier 4 ammo is like 1,000, like 1,300 per bullet. And tier 5 ammo is 4,000 per bullet. And all of those are lower than basically any other average. The two things that really hold the T95 back is its general damage and its range. So the pros of the gun: cheap ammo, pretty fucking good pretty good damage for what it is. Well, no, cheap ammo and good recoil. It's one of the easiest guns to use in the game. It's one of the cheapest effective ARs, like all around versatile guns to run in the game. The problem is its damage and its range. Um, it only has like a 45 some odd meter effective range, which is really fucking unfortunate when you keep in mind that it has like almost no recoil. Like you could put a scope on this thing and spray with it pretty fucking reliably. The problem is that even if you're trying to use it at those mid ranges, a lot of those shots are not going to deal much damage. And having a gun that is low damage per shot at 650 RPM is really, really fucking hard to justify. Um, it's basically a gun I would recommend like almost every new player to try and run, and I think it's always going to be like okay if you're looking for like a budget AR to run, but it is also always going to be outclassed by things like the AK-12 and the M4. It is very, very far away from efficacy from those guns, but it's also a lot cheaper than them. So it definitely has like a really, really solid, like healthy place in the game, I would say. Next is the TO3, which I think I'm putting in mid B tier. TO3 is definitely better than the T95. It does have worse recoil. I know fucking Crit hates this thing, for example, because it kind of does like that jump at the beginning of a spray, kind of like the F2000 does, but it is easier to control than an F2000. And the TO3 actually hits hard and fast enough with its ammo that it's one of the few guns that kind of doesn't give a fuck about whether or not you're getting body shots or headshots. Like you can like land a couple of shots at someone's head and they're dying with this thing. Whereas, 5 or 6 or sometimes even 7 rounds of like A1 to a hat from an M4 sometimes isn't killing your target. On top of all of these things, T951 stock 100k, TO3 stock 120k. Um, cheap gun, cheap ammo. It's like the go-to budget AR, but it also has bad stats and like bad recoil or like some downsides that like basically no money will fix. The AUG icon disappeared as well. All right, well let's go grab those really quick. The Scar and the AUG. I love that those just disappear on their own. That's really sick. I like that. Thank you, sirs. Scar. And was the AUG here?
I never go. It's you.
I've heard you've got.
Was there an AUG trade? How did we get the AUG trade?
Come to me.
I heard about your marksmanship. Not bad.
Or how did we? Yeah, was there an AUG trade? I don't think there was. AUG trade was in beta. Yeah, I don't think they were actually going to be able to bring. I mean, AUG's B tier. I'm not going to bother with looking for it and bringing it back. We'll just pour it in the Scar and keep moving on. All right, Scar. All right, Scar, another C tier gun. It's one of those guns where it's basically like a better version of the SIG, and like it does less damage than AK-102, but it probably is better overall because of its like better recoil stats. We're like, yeah, you could load M995 into this thing and kill some people with it. Yeah, the gun's like 30 or 40k, so it's kind of crazy that you can do that. It's bad. Like the rate of fire is bad, and the range is bad. And what we've been seeing a lot, and this is kind of similar to like the other AKs, the Scar is also a trap. There's a lot of expensive attachments that you can put on this thing. I've seen 300 guns or 300k Scars that people are running that like you could easily trounce them with basically any other gun in this list. Like the gun does not get better when you put money into it. But for a cheap 5.56 option, like a quick kit that you load A1 or 995 into, it's not that bad. It's an H4. Welcome to the stream, Ritzy. It isn't. It is the H4. M4 is high B tier. M4 is high B tier, H4 is the only OP gun in the game, in my opinion, although that does not mean the game doesn't have more balance issues. Alright, next, AK-12. AK-12 is almost identical to the M4. It has the same strengths and the same weaknesses. The only difference with the AK-12, it's probably a little bit better overall. The only difference with the AK-12 is that it's harder to fuck up an AK-12. Again, it costs about the same, especially if you do the 100k Joel trade. This gun is actually like really, really cheap, and also a pretty reasonable thing to run if you decide to put it in to a normals lobby, because the tier 3 ammo is insanely cheap compared to like M855. Like, I was trying to build a cursed AK-12, one of my videos, where I took the stock off, I took the tip off, I did nothing to it, and put a scope on it, and it was still, like, one of the most controllable, easy, and, like, good scope spraying guns in the game. You cannot break this gun. Anything you do to it, it doesn't matter, it's still gonna suit its purpose for you just fine. So the benefits are the same as the M4, plus impossible to break. So very versatile, good at scope spraying, impossible to break. I don't think the burst is actually that strong, right, Tack? It does have a hyper burst, but I don't think it actually makes the gun better, in my opinion. I think it kind of makes it worse. But it is just it's just like basically like one of the best scope spray guns in the game. And on top of that, it's incredibly popular with like newer players as well, because again, almost no recoil, hard to fuck up, decent ammo, especially tier 5 ammo. One of the only downsides of the gun, and this is like kind of the reason I stopped running it, is that tier 4 ammo is a bit expensive for what it is. Like 545 BP is like 2200 per round, whereas A1 is on average 1800 per round. But if you end up using tier 5 ammo, all of a sudden you're paying less per shot. So bring this guy into Forb, put some tier 5 ammo on the top of your mag, and you're going to be just fucking fine. You're going to get outshot by AKs and H4s, but everything else you're going to be pretty fucking happy with. I think this is a pretty fucking good gun in the game. ML rifle is bad. The gun has vibes. The gun has hella vibes, and the gun can get good ergo. But the ammo caps out at tier 4, which means that you are not going to run this in anything besides normals. If they have tier 5 armor and you are running this gun, the dude that you're shooting at might as well be invincible to you. You are not killing him. It is not going to happen. It is not possible. You're better off leg butting him with a fucking lever gun than trying to pierce through his armor or his helmet. It is not going to happen. Still, it's fun. It's unique. It's interesting, but it is unusable in anything and lockdown or above, which is most of the games that you're gonna be playing here. Anyway, I think that is all the guns that we have. I think this is a pretty reasonable and fair tier list. And as you guys have all been saying, there's a bit of a problem. There's a bit of a problem with this tier list. Why is everything so fucking bad? Price determines a lot if a gun is good. I'm not saying that that's a problem. But what I am saying is that the guns that are bad, they need more to make them better. I would also say, before we move on to a broader discussion, is that I think that S tier is fine. I think A tier is fine. I think the H4 desperately and significantly needs a nerf. I'm going to compare stats from this thing to other guns really quick. So, 59 ergo, for example, with a 54 effective range. With a long barrel. What's the long barrel stats on this? 54 ergo with 55 effective range. Where's the AUG? 46 effective range. Wow, that's really low. I didn't even consider that. That actually makes the AUG quite a bit worse. Interesting. Anyway. 68 ergo with 46 effective range. Let's go to the H4, though. And all of these guns shoot slower than the H4. $77 ergo with 52 effective range. That's better than most, and definitely not worse enough compared to like the MDR and the M4 to even notice it. It's 2 less meters. at 900 RPM. And if you end up putting like a reasonable mag that a lot of people would put onto this thing, let's call it a 60 rounder, and maybe a scope, 62 ergo. 62 ergo is still, like, for all intents and purposes, almost instant, and this is on a budget variant of this gun. You can increase the ergo if you want. So here is, like, my question. Why does the long barrel on this gun do so much? Why does the long barrel, like, help the effective range so much? Why doesn't it hurt the ergo more? Why is this gun allowed to be, like, the jack of all trades and the best of all trades? It's not cheap. I'm not saying the gun's cheap, and I'm not saying that a gun that is this expensive should be bad. But what I am saying is that it does too much. And a 100 round mag, fuck it, 100 round mag, 57 ergo. That's still better than my high ergo scoped M4. That's ridiculous. And there's no, again, there's like no downside to this gun. So what I'm saying here is that this gun desperately needs a nerf. And in my eyes, what I think should happen to this gun is we need to nerf the long barrels. It shouldn't deal more damage per shot while also firing faster than any other M4 than any other 5.56 gun, and it shouldn't have better ergo than any other 5.56 gun with the long barrel as well. So what I'm saying is either nerf the barrels or nerf the base ergo of the gun, while also significantly increasing its recoil. You get the foul treatment? Basically, Draz, yeah. This thing needs to have, like, a lot higher recoil than what it is. And this is, like, a very traditional way to balance guns, where, okay, if the gun has a really, really high rate of fire or a really, really high DPS, you balance it by making it worse at range. And a good way to do that is to reduce the effective range and make the recoil worse. And in this case, a way to, like, kind of counteract that, like, okay, I want my H4 to be better at range. Like, okay, long barrel, fucking minus 10 ergo. Minus 10 ergo on this thing. It shouldn't be able to be this good at range and have this good ADS. Like what is the downside here? Reduce the firing power. That's one of the things that should happen to it. Any combination of these things, like, could and should happen to this gun. Less ergo in general, or at least on long barrel. Less effective range. Less damage per shot. Keep its identity. Keep its identity as a high rate of fire gun. Like, it's fine that we have a gun that is a fucking, like, that's a fucking bullet hose. It's totally fine for a gun like that to exist in this caliber. Your bullet hose just can't also be your laser beam. And honestly, even if you increase the recoil and reduce the range, this gun is still gonna be used in, like, TV and armory. 900 RPM is really fucking hard to beat. Like, it's still, like, top 3, top 4 DPS in the entire game. And it has enough recoil, or I was doing this earlier, or it has enough, like decent, like, range and damage. I was doing this again in one of my games, where if you know that you're top loading M995, for example, and you don't want to waste it, you want to spray it all at a guy who's, like, 70 meters away, then you can just tap it. If you really, really want to. You can just tap it. And it still works just pretty fucking good. You shouldn't, if someone really needs to die, you should just spray, and it's going to be easy. But this gun needs to be nerfed. It needs to be nerfed. So that's how you, in my opinion, that's how you fix the top end. Is that you make the applications of this gun more narrow somehow, while also reducing its effectiveness overall. Make it better at close range, or make it, like, focus on close range and not as good at long range. Make its ergo not the best thing in the entire game, unless you have the short barrel on it. And then you're golden. And then you're golden. So that's how you, again, that's how you fix the top end. Because I think that there's like definitely a lot of people that they don't want their favorite guns to get nerfed. That's like a Helldiver's problem, is that like a lot of things for a long time, the development cycle of the game, like used to be strong and then it became bad. And I personally would only ever really want to nerf if something was like truly fucking insane at the top of the meta. And the H4 is that right now. AK, MK, any other like of the A tier guns, none of those things need a nerf. Now, what happens after we nerf this thing is that everything that is on the low end here needs a buff. And one of the easiest ways in my eyes to consistently like buff guns that are specifically at low damage is to give it the M16 treatment. Give them bonkers effective range. Scar. Literally just fucking double its effective range from 46 to 90. I don't give a fuck. Like Ace, again, make the effective range really high. Make it so that these low rate of fire, low damage guns actually have a niche where, like, if, for example, if you get caught out at like 80 meters, their bullets are still dealing full damage. They're still able to like really fucking hurt you. T95, like 60 or 70 effective range. SIG, like again 60 or so, like all of these, like the G3, dude, a G3 with effective range of more than 39, this gun would actually be good. This gun would actually be really fucking good if it basically always dealt full damage, and whenever you got hit by it, like, you know, you were hitting like a truck. But instead, because they have no effective range, like there's even like CQC encounters that are going to be happening beyond 39 meters, like from within like one PLR, within one compound, where all of a sudden your G3 is hitting like a wet noodle. And you know, the mid-tier guns, M4, F2000, AUG, they can keep their like medium effective ranges, but AK-74, AK-102, fuck, even the MDR, AKM, crank these numbers up, and that all of a sudden you have guns that went from being absolutely cheap dog shit that you should never run to, wow, this thing is really versatile and it'll be good at basically any range. There's still not gonna be able to one-shot headshot, which is fine. That's what DMRs are for. But being able to like deal some good damage at range while still having bad DPS overall is like at the very least where I think like a balanced discussion could start. G3 was a slap compared to its IRL model, and even now it's been adopted into earlier video games. I've noticed how low effective range of the G3, but I use it closer than further most of the time. Well, a lot of the times, like your fights, especially if you're playing TV all the time, are going to be within the 39 meters. But for example, I tried bringing this on Armory, and I got into a fight on the tent side of the map, on the doors, so you can with like where all the tents and the craters are. And I'm just not killing people. I'm like lighting the fuck up. I'm hitting a guy like 12 times who's wearing tier 4 armor, and he's not dying because I'm outside of my effective range. AK-74 is literally irrelevant. That was the first gun I made when I learned the game. Risque, it was almost everyone's gun when they first started the game. This is like the most common normals gun that you're going to see because it's cheap, easy to run, and the ammo's inexpensive. But it doesn't even one-shot scavs in the head. If you're running BP or PP, you have to headshot them twice, even if your round penetrates the hat. It's insane. It's insane how bad this gun is. Like, it's never been good, and it's actually gotten worse over time. It has actually gotten worse. I think that new players are given AK-12s now, Puddle. I'm not sure, though. I think it's AK-12s, though. I thought that they got these. I thought I saw some new players with this gun. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure. Am I wrong? I'm wrong. Whatever. But yeah, I think that that's what we need to see in this game. Buff up all of the low tier guns, make their effective ranges better, nerf the H4, and then we begin looking at specific ways to buff up a lot of the guns in D and C tier. That's what we need. That's what we need. That is my opinion. Here's the list. Save. Let's save it. Why not? Let's see. Let's put that there. In the Discord, general, my image, upload, right click. Open link, right click, copy image address, copy paste. How does that look? Looks good to me. That's my tier list. That's my tier list. All right. Any questions? Anybody got any comments? I know I wasn't like reading or talking to chat very much, but if anybody has any thoughts, we can talk about it and maybe tinker with the tier list a little bit. Ah, Earl, damn. Yeah, AK-12 is B tier. It's versatile, but it's not good enough at close range, basically. When you're doing a series where you do a raid with each tiered gun in reverse order. Oh, so start with, like, OP and then go down. Oh, where'd the AEK go? Oh, it fucking refreshed again. That's so annoying. It fucking broke again. Well, I'll pull the screenshot when it actually... Where it was in the stream. That's fine. Whew! That was a lot of yapping. That actually kind of took it out of me. That was actually kind of hard. I don't really like Arsenal, Puddle. It's just TDM. And the last time I played it, I just didn't do very well, so... I mean, I think that's a pretty reasonable tier list. Lot of fucking yapping, though. Lot of fucking yapping. But I am actually, like, unironically exhausted after that. Like, I can feel it in my eyeballs. Unless that's just my allergies. Ugh. Ugh. Any more logi that we gotta do? Thank you, Xrov. I'm glad you found it insightful. And I think that even though, like, I have favorites that I play with, so I hope it doesn't come off as, like, the things that I like are bad, and the things that everybody else runs are good. I try to be pretty fair here for everything. I think it's really annoying how, like, my images fucking ran away, though. I wonder if it was because I didn't save them. That's this guy's picks? Jesus Christ, this guy's insane. Oh, well, it's gone. It's gone. It is officially dead. Well, the finished list lives in the Discord with a couple of things missing. Like the AEK, unfortunately, but it bugged out, and I'm not gonna go back and fix it unless I have to. For the video. Maybe we'll run a quick Arsenal, warm up a little bit. Oh, is it not on right now? It's not on right now. Quick scav then. Bro, my sinuses are just like, oh. Why am I not feeling that good? All the arcade modes are weekend only, but duos too. What about my fucking duos, man? My fucking duos. Oh, Ugh. Alright. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching, by the way. I know a tier list is not as exciting as normal gameplay, but I think it's going to be decent YouTube content, which I want to be doing more of that on stream, where I'm like... basically, doing streams with the idea of getting content I'll be able to put up on YouTube. Fingers crossed for the best possible Steam release. Yeah, we hope so, man. Exactly, Saucy. Oh, is this a dead raid? Oh, that's a dead fucking raid. Holy shit. I don't even think I want to kill this guy. There's no point. Don't think we're gonna get that many players in Steam release, but I sure hope so. Yeah, some people are saying like, yeah, 2 million players on Steam release. I cannot wait. And it's like, bro, you are. I want whatever he's having, because that is not gonna be that big of a deal, in my opinion. I kind of want to search all of these to maybe get a better weapon, unfortunately. Oh, simple surge, that could be useful. I didn't know you could even find those in weapon cases. That's pretty surprising. Not delusional. Oh my god. 40 rounds of 118 of tier 5? Holy shit. God damn. Okay. But the game, you really want to try it, you would probably try at this point. Yeah, it's going to be easier to try, but like, you've definitely heard about it. I think that honestly one of the big things is that everybody will have like the idea that like, oh my god, the game's not pay to win anymore. Like there was some people that some pro players for other games that were trying AVI out because they said, quotes, I heard the game isn't pay to win anymore. And these are people that are like, they're good at the games they come from, but that's just like the impression of the game that they have of the game. Is that it's just pay to win bullshit because you can just buy money. So, hopefully it'll bring in like a sizable amount of new players. It's not going to be crazy, but hopefully a few. I tried to start looking to him about a month ago. What the hell are you?
You got anything?
What gun is
good?
that? Oh, it's a
Give me a
grease
check.
gun. Yeah, no, I'm good without a grease gun. I'm good without a grease gun. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Don't think I think there's going to be a small player influx. I'm not really sure though. Like I have never. I really don't know. I really don't know. I hope so. Oh, I can fidget spin with my gun. I can just infinitely bullet grubber reload it. Even else, those kinds of stats. Yeah, that's a good point. Although I'm not sure if I'm re-downloading it onto Steam. I don't think I can be fucking bothered to do all that. Uzi better than shotgun? Eh. We'll make do. Maybe we can just headshot this guy. I think that a Legmeta Uzi is gonna be better than a Type 7. Buckshot. A mission. Fuck, it doesn't tell me where the mission locations are. Someone's hurt somewhere close. I think he's inside. If he's hurt, he's gonna have worse audio. See ya. Was that him? Wait, was that the guy who was moaning and groaning? He was in fucking Narnia. What do you mean? Sounded like he was in the goddamn building. That's annoying. We'll see Summit in a few of the FPS Legend plays because the audience's eyes on it. I don't think they've done a Patreon in a while now. Goodbye, friend of Hagrid? Who's the friend of Hagrid? I'm confused. Oh. Dude, these guys' shotguns have even been unloaded. Someone's really fiending for some goodies. So I think that this was a scav. No, it was, I think, a player. BPC, that is 1,000% an upgrade. Okay. Let's get the fuck out of here. Why not? Oh, I wonder if this is where the quest was. Oh, alright. It's what Aragog says to them in the burrow. I thought they were making a Lord of the Rings joke, then I realized they were actually being serious. Oh. Nah, quests are for next season. Although, it doesn't matter, right? Like, it's not, like next season where I have to do all 60 quests and shit, that's gonna be, like, a new... That's gonna be like a new quest line, right? That's not gonna be continuing on from Season 2. Like, there's no reason for me to do the Season 2 quests right now, correct? Keep that there. We'll keep it there for now. Okay, what am I running for now? Oh man, I mean, there's a lot of vector parts laying around, so I at least want to build the thing. I guess we'll keep the scope off of it. It's so cheap, man. This thing is cheap as dirt for what it is. Missing lore? Oh. Oh no. Not the lore. Not the AVI lore. Oh no. AI narrated lore? Yeah, I think I'll jump off a bridge instead of listening to that. MK14, Northridge Forbidden. That sounds pretty good to me. Why is there so many empty spaces here? Strange. Oh man, yeah. Feeling a little, like, weird right now. Feeling very, very weird right now. Did a lot of yapping, which is good practice. I need to get better at yapping for various reasons. I think I did like a decent job just now, but I think that less stutters and whatnot will make me go a long way. Less, you know? Dude, I got some YouTube comments on the new video, where people were saying that, like, yo, I've been seeing people, like, running your exact build with the 2 mags out in my raids now, and I'm like, oh man, that's so cute. It's so fucking cute that people are trying it out. I fucking love it. Did I forget my biscuit? I did. 30 more rounds. Informative at worst. Yeah, well, if people end up paying me more often to yap, I want it to be funny and good and interesting, you know? I think I am pretty good at doing like one or the other. I think I'm pretty bad at doing all of the above. Do I do weddings? Oh god. Dude, I fucking hate weddings. Hate weddings, hate dancing. Hate dancing, it stresses me out! It always has since I was a kid. Ugh. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have one. Yeah, I hate dancing. I just get so, I feel a pit in my soul whenever I'm expected to dance. Like, the judgment of myself and my peers. It is so uncomfortable. I mean, I like music too, Risque. It's the expectations that go with dancing that make me stressed about dancing. I really like music. I used to be in band, in marching band. I wanted to learn to sing. Like, lost of you because you won't dance. Damn. All right. Oh man. All right. Well, let me know when you want to turn your mod badge in. I think that it's based on like shit when I was a kid, Risque. Honestly. Burp. And I've never really I've never really dealt with that again because there's not many times in life where you're expected to dance. Did you tell your editor about my audio tracks? I think he figured it out on his own, Shammy. Because I saw it, Shammy, and I looked at that and I was just like, oh fuck, am I gonna have to like blend all of these together? And then I looked at the last track. And I was like, thank God it's everything. Thank God the last track isn't everything. I deleted all of the rest of them and just worked with that. No, he has a background where he knows how to work with it. He is familiar with it. I have a background where I know about its existence. And beyond that, it was insanely hard for me to deal with. I should do my my recordings and whatnot in the same way, but alas, lazy. It would let me listen to music without any worries, though. However, yo, how's your day, Shammy? Damn, that dude's really unlucky. Is he naked? He went down like 3 shots. I don't think I hit him in the head. Wait, what? Tier 6? Wait, what? Did I hit him in the face? He went down in like 3 shots through tier 6 armor? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Maybe this gun's even better than I thought. I mean, I knew it was good. I love the thing. No, this is tier... Oh, it is tier 4. I've never seen this skin before. I saw the tan skin and I just assumed tier 6. Dude, that guy might be uninstalling. That is so immensely unlucky. Actually, this thing's... I've got to strip it. It's too bad. There's no reason to bring it with me. Please at least have gold ammo. Thank you. Is there a recycling bin up here? Oh, there is. Well, I didn't have to drop everything then, but, you know, I will. It's fine. We'll find something to drop up here. No, Bunny, I didn't say that because of you. I thought that was tier 6 armor. Yep. Exactly, Zippo. It's gonna be coming soon. I'll be questing properly for the first time. I'll be questing properly for the first time in my ABI career. I thought there was a front door. Am I blind? Brother, am I crazy? Am I blind? Or... Who knows, man? I've been on the Season 2 missions? I haven't even done half the Season 2 missions. A big, fat, resounding no for me on that one, dog. Oh, you're getting dropped, aren't you? Is it outside the building? I've never recycled before. Help! Yeah, the 3x3 case is gonna be crazy. Also, considering they're adding a 3x3 red, like, you kinda gotta do it. How heavy are you? 3.4, maybe functional? Roof. So why is the symbol not telling me it's on the roof, then? Sent me a DM. Oh, yeah, about how to do the audio tracks thing? Yeah, I'll look into it soon, Shammy. I'll definitely try and do it, like, sooner than later. I have a massive headache right now, so I'm, like... I'm not even sure how much longer I'm gonna keep going. It kind of hit me after the end of my... At the end of my yapping. Which is really annoying. We need the dog tag, too. Probably should have gotten the plaster, actually. Was there a plaster? I don't remember. Put a nade away, sure, why not? How heavy are you? Yeah, kinda gotta just drop the little shits here, huh? Yeah, it's a shame.
Objetivo approaching! Requesting suppressive fire!
Cease. Alright. Not trying to be predictable here. Need to make sure these don't get mixed up with my normal mags. Oh wow, a lot of meds. Doing that so I don't use my other stuff. Oh wow, oh wow. Oh wow! Is that regen? I think this is regen. No, this is strength, isn't it? Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's pretty sexy. That's incredible timing, too. Alright, how are we hopping? I think this is a decent route. Ow. Glad we brought the extra meds. Okay, okay, okay. We're fine. I'm the best. I forgot to take the dog tag. I had a thought to take it after I looted the guy and I was fucking around, and then I forgot that I had that thought. Yo, Shammy, did you see the 5 mil vector game? It was very silly. Don't have time for much? No worries. It was the beginning of the stream. You mentioned before that the video is doing really well, and yeah, man, like, I've never had a video do, like, this well, this fast. I wonder if it's gonna hit, like, 10 mil or 10K. It's actually crazy, because it's honestly... Like, obviously it resonates with a lot of people that are, like, that have problems with the game. Which is fair. And a lot of those people, like, locked-on players, are, in a lot of ways, like, kind of my target audience. Like, I'm not trying to be, like, a TV forbidden grinder, you know? So I'm glad that I'm resonating with those people.
There's someone nearby! Protect them all!
And it's, like, really good timing. Like, I'm just really happy the video did so well. You fucking kidding me? They've already come and gone? And I didn't see them on the way in or out? Are we being for real right now? I'm gonna get headshot from outside the window here. I'm dead as hell. I'm desperate for goodies here. Where would this guy have gone? He didn't cross the bridge, I think, unless he's in parking lot. I also took my sweet time in my own POI. Damn, right? Like, it has to be going damn. Definitely get 7K total? Probably. I think, and 7K is like, you know, I'm used to my videos getting, like... I'm used to being happy with 700, you know? So 7K is, like, incredible. I mean, yeah, I was refreshing it this morning. And it was going up, like, every single time I refreshed. I'm just really, really happy about it, you know? Please? Maybe I will check sewage. I was, like, in my head being like, there's probably gonna be no one there. Actually, there probably will be no one there. Because the guy who got there first came from sewage. It's extremely unlikely that he hit sewage, or that he, like, went to rail and, like, didn't hit sewage. I guess, like, an alt spawn. Like, it could have been, like, this guy who went this way, and then, like, maybe this guy is going this way now, but they shouldn't still be there. Still, shouldn't doesn't mean won't. Sawmill's a lot more reasonable. The new map? I have not. I didn't even hear about a new map. Unless you mean about the farm update. In which case, I still have not seen that. Hell of an ambush. Not bad. Oh, I did do the tier list, Salsa. It got a little bit bugged, but there is a version of the VOD somewhere where it is not bugged, and I'm gonna have to go find it at some point. But for now, we're good. Did I forget a surge kit? I forgot a surge kit this raid. That is really funny. Hilarious, even. M110. Better sidearm than an M4 for sure. Please unload. Okay, I know there's room because there's a stacker right here. Come on, guy. Slightly better 1911. What is going on here? Unload the gun. What's in here? Oh, it's M995. Okay. That'll make a lot of sense. Cowhide. Can't use it, unfortunately. Just gotta grab all the dog shit and get out of here. Physic. Yeah, smoke grenades are gonna be decent value. Grab and bounce. Oh yeah, the hat. Which I don't think I can actually grab as I am. Well, that pisses me off. How much? 32? Did I use a recycling bin? Yes. Damn, that's kind of annoying. Oh, goodbye. I'll unload this guy. Get out of here. Yeah, we got there, we got there. Alright, I think it's time to go damn now. What's in this thing? Oh, M62. Oh, M61, nice. What a crazy ambush we got in those guys to kill them as fast as we did. Not bad. It's also perfect. Like, this is a really decent gun. Unless you get a hotel where they start wearing, like, tier 6 and shit. But this is a really good gun at killing people who, like, aren't in your fucking hotel. Tier 4 guys, you know? Oh man, I'm getting a little nauseous. Oh fucking hell, man, this pisses me off. Oh no, I think I'm getting sick. Barton, I was just saying that, like, like, I had the perfect gun for that ambush. And, like, it didn't even give you guys time to react. Like, I felt kind of bad about it in the moment, but, like, mostly I was just surprised by how fast, like, my gun killed you guys. GG, though. I'm telling you, man. If you're planning on fighting tier 4, this gun fucks. This gun with aim 80s fucks. I'm wondering if these were the guys who hit up rail though. Probably not. This honor of being your white noise once again. I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna be on, man. I'm starting to feel pretty nauseous. Not sure why. Very unpleasant though. Extremely unpleasant. Oh, okay. I don't know what it is, Puddle. I don't think it was too much yapping. Like I'm drinking a lot of like water and like the only thing I can think of is like maybe like the food. I don't know. I'm gonna try to like power through it in case it's like temporary, but fuck, man. Does not feel good. Right, someone with a smooth voice, all getting sick at the same time. Yeah, Shammy, like, my partner had, like, a sick sister that she hung out with. She hangs out with, not she hangs out with kids. She's a librarian, so she ends up spending time with kids, like, doing, like, teaching them and shit, right? So, like, and I don't go out much, so it could be fucking anything. It could actually be fucking anything. And my immune system is just like shit. What's this, Diego? Still in the works? Oh, it's like a stadium map. That's cool. I mean, it's pretty aggressively AI generated, but it kind of looks like Interchange. Talk of Interchange a little bit. It's an airport. It's not a stadium. Bruh. 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 Yeah, I'm gonna do one more raid and try to tough through it. Northridge was the good vibe. Was a correct vibe, though. What a good vibe this music is, though. It's a fucking bop. Did I buy SH on Market Reset? SH? Oh my god, M61s. Holy fuck. Yo, thank you, Barton. Holy fuck. SH? What is SH shit? Did I buy shit? Oh, last week, yeah. Last week I bought like 10 or 11 of them when they were I bought them for $4.50 like new. Yeah. I got a really good deal, and I'm very happy with how that went. I don't really use them very much, so I don't really use them very much. But one day. No info, Diego. No info. Sorry, man. Pills. And a mask. No one cared who I was, etc., etc. This is like the setup. Like if I don't know what I'm going into and I don't know what I'm feeling, this is the kit that I'm running. I think that anything that gets added in Diego is going to be additive. Oh, Shandy's got the deets. Burp. M61 every 12 hours, SMB every 16, AP every 20. Interesting. Snowman every 40. Dude, it's so funny that Snowman armor has, like, the most, rules around it compared to those other ammo types anyway. Because, like, Snowman armor doesn't matter at all. Like, as far... It's not even, like, the best tier 6 armor. It has the most HP, but it's not the best. Slows you down too much. Yeah, I hope that the H4 gets balanced. At the very least, a reduction to damage per shot and ergo. Recoil if we're really lucky. That'd be really cool. Point and shoot meta is dead in Season 3. What do you mean, point and shoot meta? Do you mean hipfire? The menu right now, there's a small picture of a new skin. Is it HK or M4? I don't think there's any HK skins. I don't think it's either of those guns, Shammy. I don't know, you're probably gonna have to check for me. Welcome home. How you doing? Yeah, I'm still streaming. I'm feeling kind of sick. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we're probably sick. Can you show me a picture? Can you guys send me a picture? Dude, so people really just get this spawn and sit here, huh? That's crazy. This in-game menu, you're not in-game. I'll check it next raid then, or after I get out of this one. Oh, thanks, good. Thank you. So I'm gonna come this way to, like, keep an eye for people bypassing POI. But approaching from here feels like a death sentence, so I'm just gonna go up the hill. M4 is a good gun to make skins for. It's a very popular gun. I'm not sure if those guys are going for hotel. Camp services is popping.
Engaging fire with the dark.
Damn, dude. Why does it look so spicy? What is this thing? Just a foul? Okay. Oh, we're already red or yellow, wait. Wah.
Objetivo approaching. Requesting suppressive fire.
More BPZ. Hopefully this mission based on the gacha. Yeah, it's kind of sick of those right now, huh? Let's loot a couple more men. Whoa. Alright, so we got people looting basically every tiny POI in the game. Where's camp? I mean, camp services surely just goes hotel. I think I'm going... Oh, we have rail. Never mind, we're going rail. That's exciting. People on my side of the map. That's actually not rail. Where is that? It could be parking lot. Cross the open ground, get into the low ground and concealment. Want a balaclava and a hat. Man wants to be the scav. Yeah, right, Tack. It's actually like a ludicrous amount of space. It's honestly too much. We're gonna have, like, all kinds of people with empty rigs and whatnot galore. I think that the guy walked into these scabs. I mean, he's probably just going into rail. Hopefully he's not leaving rail already. That would suck. Hopefully the bridge isn't getting camped. Would also suck. We're just in rail. Should have gone straight to rail. No way of knowing though. It's fine. We should be able to hit them before they leave at the very least. Oh. Yeah, right, Shammy? Yeah, season 10 is a field buff. Yeah, risk nothing. Tier 8 armor. You'll just be able to, like, walk in as an actual M1 Abrams tank. I actually, like, don't think leg armor is going to be that good. Yeah, it's already in mobile, so it's pretty reasonable that we're going to get it. Seeing the tier 4 hat made it really easy to commit to that. Dude should have ran. Oh wow, I'm just dead. Oh, was that a Scar that killed me? I think it was. Probably Scar M995. One tapping me through the visor. Oh. Yeah, there it is. Good for you, guy. Almost killed him too, I think. Or we missed everything. Must have been high ping. Alright, what is this skin that people are talking about? Is it here, or is it in the beta? Yeah, it's not here yet, is it? Oh yeah, I'm not playing well, Slaw, in the event page. I don't see it. Is it in the beta or here? Full release preview. Is it supposed to oh, I see. Yeah, that's an M4. It's not a Scar. not an RPK. I mean, that's the that's the 60 round Stanag mag with SIG sights. That is almost certainly an M4. Yeah, the ZC801 is what I'm excited about. I'm gonna be running that a lot. Hopefully it's good. Cyberpunk Phase 2. Interesting. Alright, yeah, guys, I gotta go. I feel ill, and that is not fun. Who we raiding? Man, I guess just Adam or something. Yeah, it sucks. There's no reason to push through this, though. I'm just gonna be dizzy and shit. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. In the meantime, bye-bye. Sorry to dip out.